weather this morning here on Fox Local. Kind of wrapping up our snow coverage, as it were, and at the top of every hour, we are going to be joined by Lisa Michaels, who's been so busy. I can't believe. Now, Lisa, you were here all day yesterday.
Yeah.
Then you stayed at a hotel last night. You helped out shovel at the hotel.
I did.
And then you made the trek in. I mean, it's great. And you look great this morning.
Oh,
it's
thank
almost
you.
criminal how beautiful you look this morning after all of that work.
Yeah, am I sweating this morning when I was shoveling?
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, here we are. And I mean, it's just been such an interesting time because from my perspective, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not a weather expert, it seemed like the bulk of the snow happened overnight. Is that fair?
So, yeah, you're not too far off. We had our higher rates of snow come in during the afternoon and evening of yesterday. So that is why we had more of that snow quickly accumulate, because the evening was part of that time frame when the snow looked to pack up a lot more. And what was different from yesterday morning is the consistency of the snow. We were talking about snowfall ratios a lot yesterday, and if you were tuning in with us, we mentioned that yesterday morning that snow had a higher ratio. The snow was very light, it was fluffy, but as we were moving through the day, you may have noticed that you can make a snowball, a snowman a little more. As that low pressure got closer to the lake, it started to pick up and ingest more moisture from the lake and bringing in more moisture from the Gulf. Even though it's quite a ways away, the more moisture, the heavier and wetter the snow gets. So that allowed that snow to compress. It allowed that snow to get heavy and also a little bit of a headache in terms of shoveling, especially if you stayed out yesterday later to do all that shoveling. But we're going to get you through what you need to know. Our camera's been coated with a frozen tundra this morning, but the sun is out, and that sun is starting to melt some of the ice off of our lens. In fact, behind our camera here, we have a full window leading out to our weather deck, and we can even see some melting of the snow off of the awning right now. So even though temperatures are below freezing, we will still have melting today. We'll talk about that coming up. We are no longer under a winter storm warning, but we are under a winter weather advisory, and that's going to go until noon for our inland counties, till 3 o'clock for our lakeshore counties. Now, on the backside of this system this morning, we did bring in some lighter snow that fell on top of the heavy snow. So that lighter snow is easily going to be picked up by the wind and blown around. That could reduce visibility again, causing hazardous travel on top of all the snow that's still covering the majority of our side roads and even main roads. We have crews out there that will give you the live update and visual of what the roads are looking like, but it is still going to be hazardous to be driving through at least a big portion of the day today. Allow crews to get out there and clear off some of the roads before you head out. Of course, here's a look at some of the roads right now. Pink's indicating covered, blue indicates slippery, so either partially or mainly covered. And it's not just the roads that are going to be an impact. We are dealing with heavy snow on top of branches and power lines, and with the winds picking up through the day today, that easily could either break some tree limbs or cause some additional power outages. So it will be important to make sure you have your devices charged, your flashlights ready, just in case you do lose power. Impacts for this morning will be very high, still hanging on to some high impacts midday, as roads will still more than likely be covered in spots, and we'll have some blowing snow reducing visibility. Notice our impacts are at a medium level by tonight and Monday morning, and you may be thinking, well, why? The snow is gone already. It all has to do with the removal of the snow, in addition to any kind of slush on the roadways or even some of the melting that's going to freeze overnight on untreated surfaces or surfaces that have been cleared of some of that treatment, causing black ice and slick conditions heading into your morning commute tomorrow. So we're still going to continue with hazards from this system, even heading into the start of the work week. Let's give you an update of what's happening on that low pressure now has moved into Michigan, giving them the bulk of the heavy snow, but we're on the backside of this low, so we could be having a few snow showers or flurries moving around the backside it. It's not going to be anything to really give us additional accumulation, but if you do shovel today, some of that blowing snow will continue to cover some surfaces that you've already cleared. I will tell you this though, shoveling your snow in increments today is going to be the best thing you can do for your body to make sure you are not overdoing it. Areas near the lakeshore that saw the very heavy snow, this is what we call heart attack snow. You easily can put yourself in harm's way if you just try to overexert yourself and shovel it all at once. So take it slow. Maybe you go out 3-4 times today. That's okay. Better to do that than to do it all at once if your body can't handle it. Here are some of the totals, and you might be hearing my printer going off here in the weather office. We are having a lot more totals coming in right now. 12.7 is one of the highest in Jefferson, 11.3 in McWanago. We're also getting more 11-inch snowfall reports in Sheboygan, Fond du Lac, Racine, so keep that in mind. 10.8 in Eagle, Wisconsin, 10.5 in East Troy, and 9 inches in Kenosha. Through the day today, again, we'll have some of that blowing snow. The biggest impact going forward is going to be our winds. Blustery northwesterly winds will make it feel like the teens and 20s today. So those are just some of the impacts that we're going to continue to watch as we are moving through. I'm going to step off for a minute to show you a different graphic because we are going to continue to track several things. Again, the strong winds today will be one of them. Our temperatures are going to be another big impact we're continuing to track because we'll be seeing temperatures right now, at least in the upper 20s to low 30s, but we feel like the teens and low 20s. And when we're moving through the entire day today and our winds are increasing, we're going to remain having wind chills in the teens to 20s all day long. So it's very important to make sure you are bundling up today and removing that snow today because we have even colder air on the backside of this system that's planning on moving in through the upcoming days. In fact, we're looking at temperatures about 15 to 30 degrees below average for this time of year. And notice our temperature trend for the upcoming week. We are not looking to get above freezing. We have, again, a 32-degree day on Wednesday ahead of another frontal system with the cold air. That is going to allow that snow to stay. And even with the sunshine and some melting happening now, that then compacts the snow, allows it to harden at night when our temperatures drop, and it might be impossible to get rid of some of that snow later on because it turns into a thick sheet of ice. We are going to continue, though, to track more below average temperatures heading through the entire first week of December, the 5th through the 9th. But the problem we're going to have with the below average temperatures, it's the winds. Our wind chills heading into Monday morning, so tomorrow, will either be in the single digits to sub-zero digits. And notice that real big shot of cold air. By the end of the week, we're looking at having wind chills in the double sub-zero category. So a very chilly forecast stepping ahead. We're also going to be looking at more snow. Again, a brief clipper system Monday and Wednesday could bring us maybe a dusting to an inch or two, so nothing significant. But I will tell you this, as we are heading into next weekend, we maybe could have another snow system we're tracking closely. Some of our longer range models are hinting at that. Again, we're still a week away, but we are going to continue to track those patterns and trends as we head through this week.
All right, Lisa, thank you so much. Now another star in our weather department is the snow stick, right, Lisa? I mean, the love that people have for the snow stick is unmatched. It's really quite interesting. But you can see there, it's covered.
Well, it's covered, but you know, I'll tell you this too. It looks like we have 11 inches. We actually don't. We have about 8 inches on the deck. The top of that snow stick, Brett, it has melted and fallen in front of it, so it looks like we have 11 inches.
Okay.
Kind of deceiving, but there are areas that had anywhere from 7 to 12 inches of snow. We certainly had less, about 5 to 7 for most spots near the lakefront. And you can even see in this photo, behind the snow stick, it's a little bumpy out there on the weather deck. The snow, in fact, had portions where it was heavier, portions where it's lighter. So some of that heavier snow sunk down, giving it this effect of a little bit of a waviness out there. But definitely, it's winter.
It's here.
It's not officially here, but it's here, at least in terms of the snow and temperatures. And it's a beautiful sight, but not great if you have to go out and travel.
Yeah, we'll probably be dealing with this from now until at least the end of March, right? I mean, maybe probably into April, but you know, this is just the reality of living in Wisconsin. But we appreciate it. Thank you, Lisa, and thank you, Snow Stick. Another, like we said, another celebrity here at Fox 6 is the Snow Stick. All right, out onto the roads. Jake Salzbrun is driving. I understood you were heading into Waukesha. Where are you right now, Jake?
I just passed downtown Waukesha. I'm on Main Street right now.
Yes.
And yes.
And
I had to give you a little bit of love, Brett. I know you're from Waukesha,
I
so I had to
appreciate
give
it.
you a little bit of love and check out the streets here.
And I didn't recognize it at first. First
And
of all, I don't have my glasses, so that makes it difficult. But it's wonderful that you're doing that because, like you said, I'm the Waukesha County reporter, so I appreciate the attention being paid out west. I see pretty clear streets right now. I mean, what's it like driving in it?
The streets are pretty clear. Now, it is a lot of like wetness, not necessarily anything that's gonna hurt traction or anything like that, but some side streets, some neighborhoods turning in, there's a little bit of piles. Turning in some parking lots, there's gonna be some piles of snow to try to get over and try to get through. But the streets itself are pretty clear, pretty dry from snow. Now we talk about the wetness and talk about the sun coming out. Could turn into some very icy patches here in Waukesha with a lot of the wetness of the slickness turning into that black ice, turning into that icy patches on the road. So definitely something to look out for here in downtown Waukesha. But everything else seems to be pretty A-okay when it comes to snow travel in snow sort of anywhere on the streets of Waukesha.
Jake, as you were driving, I noticed you just passed a guy with a snowblower. What are you seeing? I mean, are there a lot of people that are out at this hour clearing things off?
This probably is the most populated area where I've seen a lot of people out clearing their sidewalks, clearing their driveways, and a lot of snow machines. Not a lot of snowmobiles, snow machines. Not a lot of people shoveling with shovels, as you talk about that heart attack snow, that heavy impact snow. A lot of just machine work to try to get that sort of cleared, so they're not really using a lot of that force or that effort.
Interesting. Okay, well, Jake, thank you so much. This has been a wonderful eye for all of our viewers all over, not only Milwaukee County, but now into Waukesha County as well, just to kind of give a look at conditions. So we appreciate it. We'll check back in with you throughout the morning. Thank you, Jake. And so now I think it would be a good segue to Traffic Tracker, right? And this is the best that it's looked all morning long. We've been monitoring Traffic Tracker since 7 a.m. And now I don't see any, I certainly don't see any red, no orange. Things are moving pretty smoothly on 94 out toward Jake and Waukesha. And even north and southbound around Oak Creek, that is now flowing pretty nicely. So things are looking up. So if you have to travel and you are traveling post-Thanksgiving, as Lisa mentioned, the temperatures are going to drop. So now may be a good time to leave grandma's house and head back home if you are out visiting relatives for Thanksgiving. Okay, we are going to take a quick break here, but we've got much more to come, including Fox 6's Andrew Amuzu, who's also out in Waukesha County. We'll be right back.
with stories that matter to you. This is Fox 6 News.
Okay, we're continuing to monitor snow conditions, the aftermath of this pretty wild winter weather that we had over the last 24 hours. And of course, the woman with her finger on the pulse of all of it is storm expert, meteorologist, whatever title you wish to give her.
Many titles.
I just bow to your genius, Lisa Michaels. I think were we in the same hotel last night and didn't even know it? We must have been.
We could have been. There was a lot of employees, I think, in the same hotel, but we all work different hours, right?
Yes.
We're all leaving at different times. We actually have Andrew, one of our behind-the-scenes people, who was cleaning off his car, and I'm like, do you need any help? Because I had to dig mine out with my own shovel. He was fine. I think I parked in an area where a lot of the winds were blowing the snow up on my car. So you'll probably be digging out your vehicle this morning. We are no longer under that winter storm warning, but we are under a winter weather advisory. Now, the end time of this will be a little different. Our inland counties will have that ending at noon, while our counties closer to the lake will end at 3 o'clock. Now, we have this for several reasons. One, of course, the roads. Crews have been working tirelessly from last night into this morning to clean the roads. Of course, main roads are the biggest priority, but there will be a lot of side roads that will be covered in snow until those plows can get out there to clean it out. So if you can remain off the roads, at least for the first half of the day today, I would recommend that to allow them to more easily remove some of that snow. What we are going to be tracking, though, with this is we're looking at having winds picking up through the day today, gusting near 30 miles an hour, and that can easily blow that thin top layer of snow around, reducing visibility through the upcoming hours. So we will at least give you the advisory to probably stay off the roads for most of the day today. Again, visibility not looking to be as bad as yesterday when that snow was falling, but it still can be impactful if you're having to travel to and fro anywhere. Another thing you may notice as we're looking at a glimpse of the Marquette interchange is how glaring it is. We are having that sun showing right now for a short duration, and that's going to reflect off of the snow or any surfaces, making it blinding to travel or even shovel some snow, and that can damage your eyes. So it will be important as well to make sure you have proper eye gear in terms of sunglasses if you are going to be heading out. Here's what we're tracking, though, in satellite and radar. Possibly a couple of flurries or a light snow shower. Most of that is pulling away from us. We have a decent amount of sunshine, but we could be seeing some more clouds moving back in later on this afternoon, so don't expect sunshine all day. Winds also have already become a little more widespread in the 20-mile-per-hour range. At times could be 30 miles an hour, and that's what's going to blow some of the snow around. That sun's helping melt some of the snow, but while it's helping now, by the time we head into tonight, our winds die down, and anything that's melted over the day is still on surfaces. That's going to refreeze. So we're talking about some slick road conditions as we're heading into Monday morning. We'll focus more on that in a longer weather hit coming up, but visibility is pretty good almost everywhere. Rock County has visibility at 4 miles. Again, a little more snowfall there, but we're not seeing much in terms of snow with us. Most of that's continuing to pull off to the east. We'll continue to talk more about the cold on the way, and yes, more snow. There's a lot that we're having coming into southeast Wisconsin for this upcoming week, but Brett, for now, I think the main focus is going to be removing today's snow, right? And It's heavy. I mean, did you have a hard time getting it off your vehicle?
I did, yeah. And I was just, I have an extended brush, and I'm just scraping and scraping and scraping, and it was hard. It was a lot of passes.
Do you feel your arms burning this morning at least?
I got my workout. But I'm curious, Lisa, because of the temperatures that are dropping, right? When do you think is a good time if people are going to go out on the road today? When should they do that? When should they travel? Is it now?
So I would say, again, if you can wait until the afternoon, that's probably going to be your best bet, just because of the fact that people are waking up. Crews have been working, but they need a rest too. So the crews are just going to have to take more time to clear those roads this morning. I will say, because the sun is up right now and our temperatures will be in the low 30s, that we are starting to see some of the treatment on roads working. And as more people are driving, some of our interstates are actually looking decent right now in terms of traveling compared to what they were several hours ago. So the closer you head into the afternoons, probably going to be the best for travel. Michael. Obviously, as we head through the afternoon, we're still going to have that risk of some blowing snow with the stronger winds. But then as our winds die down tonight, we're going to have that implication of the cold temperatures causing refreezing on surfaces. So as long as you can drive slower this afternoon, give a lot more space between you and other vehicles on the main roads, you should be better to go out at that time. Again, driving conditions not going to be perfect, but it will be better than this morning and what's to come later on this evening.
Well, and I just saw some information from the Milwaukee County DOT, and they reminded folks, it could take up to 24 hours after a storm to clear all of the roads. And when you think about all of the blowing snow, too, on top of that, I mean, they're going to be out there for quite a while. And so, it may be deceiving to some people when they look out and they see, these kind of picturesque scenes and some of the streets that we've been seeing from Jake as he's been traveling. They've been clear, but that's just what it's like now when when that wind picks up. It's going to be, some of the same scenes that we saw last night.
It is. I will say one of the benefits that we've had with this event, though, is we had light snow early yesterday when it started, and then we had heavier snow. So we talked about the snowfall ratios. That snow became wetter as the storm progressed. That then compacted the snow, and heavy snow doesn't blow around. But on the back end of this system, early this morning, if you were up, most people probably were not up as early as us, Brett, but that snow actually was a little drier as our wind shifted on the backside of the system. So that then created another layer of light snow. It's that very top layer that's going to blow around. So thankfully, even though the weather snow is harder to remove, it's going to benefit us because we're not having, let's say, 11 inches of all dry snow blowing around at once. We had, again, the light snow, the heavier snow that compacted it down, which isn't going to blow. It's just that with the thin layer of maybe a couple inches this morning on the top that's going to blow. So the heavier snow helped us, in a sense, from having more blowing snow as we're moving through the day.
Interesting. Okay, Lisa, thank you so much. We'll check back in again soon. We appreciate it. Another live look out on the roads. Our photojournalist Jake Salzbrun has been driving. He was in Waukesha. He was in downtown Waukesha, now turned around and going back into Milwaukee. It doesn't look like there's too many people joining him on the road at the moment, but the good news is, as we see, there goes a plow, private plow. You can see all 3 lanes of traffic, which is great because, like Lisa said, that may not be the case later today when the wind picks up. So good to see. Jake, we thank you very much for your excellent driving out there. Okay, let's take a look at the 511 maps because this is kind of an interesting story. What I think is really interesting here is, blue is partially covered roads. Pink is completely covered, so you would expect to see a lot of accidents on the pink parts. But if you zoom in down over by like IKEA and Oak Creek, you've got about 3 successive crashes, spinouts that are causing some problems for motorists at the moment. Now, our traffic tracker shows that those areas are clear at the moment, but certainly something to keep an eye on, and stay safe when you're out on the roads. Okay, we're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back.
with stories that matter to you. This is Fox 6 News.
Big impacts of this snowstorm that we've had over the last day has been power outages, and we want to bring in Amy Johns from We Energies, who's joining us over the telephone right now to kind of give our viewers an explanation of what's been taking place behind the scenes since the start of the storm. Amy, I hope you're there.
I'm here, Brett.
Okay,
how are you doing
wonderful.
this morning?
I'm okay. How are you? Just give our viewers an idea of what your crews have been doing since the start of this storm.
Since 10 a.m. yesterday, our crews have been facing a lot of heavy, wet snow that's been weighing down our power lines. It's been also bringing down some trees and limbs into our electrical equipment. But really at about 4:30 this morning, when those winds picked up, is when we started seeing an increase in those outages. So far, we've restored power to over 40,000 customers, and we continue to see outages come in this morning, mostly from those gusty winds. We could see continued outages throughout the day, but we'll continue to work nonstop to get all of our customers that are affected back on.
How many crews do you have out there?
Oh, we have so many boots on the ground. Way over 100 crews are out today. They're working 16-hour shifts and around the clock to get to these outages. Now, I know that you've been talking about this all morning, but driving conditions have become hazardous out there for our crews. So it's slowing down our travel times to our customers' outages. So we just really appreciate our customers' patience as our crews safely make it to their outage.
In terms of our viewing area, it seems like Milwaukee County has been the hardest hit. Is that accurate?
Yeah, we've seen scatter outages all over the southeastern Wisconsin counties. Definitely Milwaukee County has seen the biggest impact. We do have quite a few outages also in Ozaukee County, but we have crews throughout the area that are working on those outages and making those repairs to get everyone back in service.
So what do the repairs look like? What does that entail, Amy? Because, you know, we think with that heavy snow, like you mentioned, it kind of drags the lines, snaps some of those right off of the poles. How do you get up there, especially when there's so much snow on the ground like there is right now?
Yeah, our crews have a lot of specialized equipment to deal with these type of outages. So whether it's them using almost like snowmobile type equipment to get to those snow covered areas, to get to those down lines and poles, there's ways for them to get there. Sometimes it takes a little bit more effort to get there than just when their roads are clear. So again, thanking our customers for their patience in getting that. But when we do have those down lines, it's sometimes hard to see because of that snow. So they have to be very careful when they're out there restoring that power. And so do our customers. If they're out there today, shoveling up their snow, they could have down power lines. So we just ask that they really keep an eye out for those, stay at least 25 feet away, and report those down lines to us or local law enforcement so that we can get out there and repair those as soon as we can.
Well, I think that's an important point, Amy, because sometimes we think, oh, the power's out, they must know about it, right? Because you think there's somebody sitting in a room with a grid or something like that. But that's not always the case. You should report this, right?
Absolutely. We don't always know when your power is out. So, you might think that your neighbor has called, but we really need you to give us a call. You can report your outages either on our outage map online or through our We Energies app, or give us a call. We really do need to know if your power is out. It helps us get to those repairs, find those hazards, find the issue that's causing that outage so we can make repairs as soon as we can.
Good reminder, too, for folks to make sure you have some, battery-powered equipment at the ready whenever these storms hit. Because, I mean, this isn't the first snowstorm of the season, but it's certainly the most significant, I think. And so it's a good reminder to people, too, to make sure you got, your cell phone charged before the storm starts. You got, battery-powered, lamps or flashlights and things like that.
Yeah, and especially in days like today where we are going to see those gusty winds continue through the day into the afternoon, which could cause new outages. Really, now is the time for you to charge all of your electronic devices. Make sure that you have those flashlights to the ready, and make sure that you have the contact information to let us know about those outages so that we can get to you, so that your time being without power is as short as possible.
I know I've talked in years past just about the efforts to make sure, the preventative efforts, I guess, to make sure that this doesn't happen during every snowstorm. Easier said than done, right, Amy? Because a lot of the newer neighborhoods have underground wires, but a lot of the older neighborhoods don't, and replacing those and fixing those is almost impossible, right?
We are out all year long, whether the weather is wonderful or if it's a day like today, making sure that our equipment is up to date. We are trimming trees. We are just working really hard to help prevent these things. But when significant winter storms like this happen, we do see power outages. It just happens, and we try to strengthen our grid as much as we can, but these things happen. And so we really do appreciate that our customers have patience during this time. Our crews are working long hours to get those power power back on. Some of our crews have actually been working since earlier this week doing storm restoration since Wednesday, on and off because of the winter weather. So it's been a quite a long few days for them, but they are working really hard. Some of them missing Thanksgiving to get power back on all throughout the weekend for all of our customers. So we really do appreciate it.
Well, thank you so much, Amy. Thank you for the hard work, and good reminder too. Maybe now after Thanksgiving, people have their We Energies cookie books, right? If you got power, start making your Christmas cookies and
absolutely.
Enjoy.
Yeah, for sure. There's wonderful recipes in there, and it's available online on our website.
Oh, perfect. Okay, Amy, thank you so much. We'll let you get back to work here, but thank you to you and to the crews that are out there trying to restore power to folks who've been hit in this storm. Okay, well, let's go now to our weather expert, Lisa Michaels. Lisa, this is a great reminder for folks to just be ready for this type of weather. We're in it now, and we're going to be in it for months.
Yeah, we are, and we're going to focus more on the We Energies aspect of things because we have a couple of situations going on. Actually, right out here from our studio, I can see behind our camera on Brown Deer and Green Bay Road, there's actually an accident. So even though the roads are looking better, they are still very slick. A lot of the snow or ice is melting, turning into slush, and it's not taking much for you to lose traction under your tires. So again, this is why we're telling people to stay off the roads right now. If you can wait, the better. Winds also going to be a problem as our wind speeds have been picking up now with gusts that have been 20 to almost 30 miles an hour at times. And that is blowing or trying to blow some of the branches and power lines that has very heavy snow on it. So tree limbs can snap. Some of the power lines can have issues, and power outages can still be expected as we head through the day today because of the overall weight. So the best thing you can do is have your devices charged, make sure you have an emergency kit, having some sort of candle, flashlight if your power does go out, because that could be something we'll have to deal with through the day today. Winds will be breezy throughout the upcoming hours. They'll die down tonight, but then that's another issue we're dealing with is the refreezing of everything that's melting. We're going to give you a lot more coming up on what we can expect. But Brett, we've been having our crews working really hard yesterday morning and this morning, taking us around southeast Wisconsin to give us some of the current conditions out there. And I believe we're going to be heading to Andrew next to tell us what it's like wherever he's at, which they've been moving around a lot too. So hopefully he can give us a good report.
Yes, absolutely, Lisa. And it's, it's such an important point that you made too. I mean, it's a holiday weekend, and so many of us here at Fox 6 have given our time to make sure that everyone's safe, including and top of the list is our weather experts. So we thank you so much for keeping us safe during the storm.
Of
Lisa,
course.
thank you. And as Lisa said, yes, Andrew Amuzu has been all over. I mean, you started in Brookfield, right? And then you went to New Berlin, and now you're you crossed back over the border, as I like to say, and you're at Pfizer Forum, which looks like a picturesque winter backdrop behind you. And you could argue that the snow brought some good luck to the Bucks last night.
That's right, Brett. They sure did. They had all the luck that they needed, but actually, I mean, the Brooklyn Nets aren't really the best team in the league, so maybe they didn't really need it. And plus, Giannis was back, so that always helps too. But you're right about the sort of like the winter-esque as well. It's sort of like walking in a winter wonderland here with this, of course, this beautiful Christmas tree. But even next to the tree, though, still a lot of snow, and I know that we did see some workers trying to do some work and clearing some of the pavement here. Don't believe that there's a game here tonight, but speaking of that game, Brett, yeah, a lot of fans still showed up to the Bucks and Brooklyn Nets game, still rooting on and just being able to support the team despite the conditions. Even a Milwaukee Bucks player, Miles Turner, their starting center, he even gave a shout out to the fans as well on X. He said, shout out to all the Bucks fans who came out and showed love tonight at Pfizer Forum in these crazy weather conditions. He said, I know y'all are used to it, but energy is everything. You guys get back home safe. And Brett, I will have to say, I was one of those fans who was in attendance. And I've been to a few Bucks games. That was one of the lowest attendance I've ever seen in a Bucks game, but it makes sense because of the weather conditions. We just mentioned over here, right outside the pavement over here, but I also want to sort of bring you over here, Val Phillips, because as you can see, the roads aren't necessarily 100% clear. When we were driving over to this area from the freeway, the roads look pretty solid, but there have been spots in downtown Milwaukee where you would think, since they are, main roads or there's a lot of traffic, that they'll be clear, but still there's a lot of slippery conditions. So no matter what, whether we're in the storm warning or not, I think it's just a reminder for all drivers to be very careful, especially in this downtown area when sometimes the lanes can get a lot more narrow. But regardless, Bucks fans showed up last night. The Bucks took a W. We still got the Christmas tree, and spirits are still bright as we recover from this winter storm.
Well, I'm so jealous and I'm so grateful to hear that you had fun and you got to enjoy the game last night. But I'm curious, Andrew, when people were coming in, because this was like snow was falling, right? I mean, we were in the thick of it by the game time. It must have created a big mess inside Pfizer for them too, right? Just all the slush and everything from the shoes.
Oh yeah, Brett, you can imagine just think about even when you're outside and you walk into your house and you see all that slush and everything like that right by the main entrance. Yeah, it was definitely like a slip and slide over there. Luckily I didn't see anybody slip and fall. That's a good thing. But yeah, no, there was definitely some work to be done from the cleanup crew afterwards. So God bless them, because I know that there was a lot of work to be done. But yeah, everybody was just, walking around, just shivering just like this. And it was just crazy because, of course, parking, if you don't park in a parking garage, people are parking on streets, right outside of an apartment complex. Like, there's so many different, a variety of parking, of course. And so people were walking the streets, but still chanting "Go Bucks, go" as they took the W. So I guess, whether there's rain, whether there's snow, it doesn't matter. Bucks fans are going to show up.
Yeah, we're still going to root for the Bucks and Giannis, that's for sure. But I mean, looking around behind you, I don't see any. It's like you're out there by yourself. Are you seeing people walking about? Or are people making the trek just in and around downtown Milwaukee?
Honestly, Brett, I think maybe it's just perfect timing because, yeah, this specific area, not too many people walking around. There's a few cars, but along that old 3rd Ward Street, that area, we did see some traffic, but yeah, you're right. I mean, maybe it's because of the road conditions. People are being more cautious, but not too many people on the road, not too many people walking. And of course, now we see someone walking their dog, but outside of that, yeah, not too much activity. We have seen some people over at the Barrett Center taking that skywalk over there, but other than that, yeah, not much, especially right outside Pfizer Forum in the Deer District as well. Definitely not too many people here. So maybe people are just taking precaution about the conditions.
They've listened to our weather experts. That's a good sign. Andrew, last question,
Yes.
because you're relatively new with us here at Fox 6. You've only been here for a couple months, and this is kind of like the first big snowstorm that you've covered for us here. What surprised you about this particular event? And you've been driving around all morning. I guess just in terms of observations, in terms of what people have been telling you, what's surprised you?
Oh man, I think we were sort of talking about this with photojournalist Gabby as well. Just sort of just how different towns respond, to those snow plows. I know yesterday we had a game. We're like, okay, how many snow plows do you think we'll see in East Troy, in Elkhorn, in different areas? And so that's been very interesting. Even earlier today when we were in Brookfield, so many plows, and those, you saw the effect, you saw the impact of those cleaner streets. Obviously, some towns and cities operate differently. As we mentioned before, the road conditions here in Milwaukee are a little bit different. Some streets are nice, some aren't. But I mean, that's sort of probably the biggest surprise as far as the response. And I know a lot of it has to do with there's a lot of road, but not as many, workers and snow drivers as well. So I think that was probably one of the bigger surprises. But ultimately, Brett, growing up in the Midwest, this is sort of what we're going to expect, even if it's technically still the fall season.
I know. Well, we're just in the winter mindset now. And like we said, from now until April, I will be
Most definitely.
just like you. People always make fun of me because whenever I'm out doing what you're doing, I can't help but look frigid and very cold, and you are showing strength in warmth being out there. I would be doing this, and people would be making fun of me online, but that's whatever. So what? But Andrew, thank you so much to you and Gabby. We'll check back in with you throughout the morning because we're not done with you yet. So hopefully you'll be able to find another fun place to show some of the sights and sounds of what's taking place out there on the roads. Thank you so much, Andrew.
Yeah.
And with that, we are going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
with stories that matter to you. This is Fox 6 News.
Thank you for joining us. The time now 10 a.m. We are continuing all morning long to give you a debrief of last night and this morning's winter storm that hit our area. And the person with their finger on the pulse of all of it is meteorologist Lisa Michaels. Lisa, my goodness, I mean, so much to kind of digest from yesterday, but really today now we're looking ahead, and that is cold temperatures and blowing snow. There's going to be big issues with those, I imagine.
Yeah, the blowing snow is going to be one of the bigger issues that we're dealing with this morning, but we're also dealing with some melting snow, which is causing slick surfaces. We had an accident right out here from the station. Even though those roads are getting cleared, there's still that slushy snow, so please just take it slow. I know you probably want to get to where you want to go, but if you can stay off the roads to allow crews to continue to clear them and retreat them, that's going to be the best solution to keep you safe. We're getting a lot of reports coming in for snow totals, though. Jefferson at 12.7 inches, Mukwonago 11.3, 10.8 in Eagle, 10.5 inches in East Troy, and 9 inches in Kenosha. And we're having, again, report after report coming in this morning, so I'm going to read you some additional ones. 12 inches we had around that in Sullivan, Pleasant Prairie, Racine, West Allis, West Bend, Mequon, Oak Creek, and Franksville. 11-inch reports from Mukwonago as well, Sturtevant, Bristol, and Greendale. So we are seeing a wide range of reports in that 11 to 12 inch range. So again, if you are going to go out and want to measure how much snow you received, you do not want to choose where the highest point is. That's not an accurate reading. You want to go where it's more level and consistent. Take 3 measurements in different spots and average them together. That is how you are going to get the most accurate reading for the amount of snow you've received where you've lived. I will say though, you probably want to go out the earlier the better, because we've had some sun. It's already started to melt some of the snow, and that is compressing it down, which will lower the totals. So we've had a unique event, right? It started off very light, airy, and fluffy. Then we brought in some heavier snow near the lakefront that compressed the initial snow down, and then we brought some lighter snow on the backside of this system, which can be blowing around. But again, that sun is also melting it. So all this compression will lower the totals throughout the day today. So that's why you'll want to take those measurements as soon as possible. Winter headlines, though, will still sit with us as we have a winter weather advisory. Instead of that warning, which ended this morning, the advisory will go till noon for our inland counties and 3 p.m. for the majority of our counties near the lakefront. Besides the hazardous travel conditions we're still tracking this morning due to lingering snow on surfaces from last night, we have also the impact of blowing snow, especially because our winds are starting to pick up out of the north to northwest. Now, what's benefiting us is that heavy snow we had last night. That's not going to blow around, but it's the very thin layer. Could have been another inch or 2 on top of that. That is the lighter snow that has been blowing in places, even here locally at the station, and will continue to do so, reducing visibility at times today. I don't think visibility is going to be as bad as what we had yesterday, of course, but if you are planning on traveling at some point today, that could make difficulty traveling a little more so. Otherwise, we are looking like a winter wonderland right here in Milwaukee, not only dealing with snow-covered roads, but we have trees, power lines, sidewalks, driveways, all things where that heavy snow is sitting on, and that could cause some more power outages throughout the day today. If you do have to do some shoveling, take it in increments. There's no need to rush through it. I would get all the snow removed today, and we'll talk about why, but it is going to be a heavier type of snow for most people. And that is what we consider to be called heart attack snow. You can overly exert your body, especially if you're someone who might not be as physically fit. Nothing wrong with that. I'm in that boat too. I had to take, again, 3 different times of clearing out my vehicle from the snow to make sure I wasn't doing it all at once. So take your time, several times going out. It's good exercise, but take it slow, again, is the key word, not only in driving, but trying to shovel that snow as well. We've been seeing some peaks of sunshine allowing that snow to melt, but we're tracking more clouds filling back in on the backside of this low. We could have a few flurries within those clouds, maybe a light snow shower, but we're not anticipating any additional real accumulation from that. The bigger impact today, it's all about the winds. We've been tracking wind gusts now picking up closer to that 30-mile-per-hour mark, and that's going to continue to blow some of the snow around. Winds will be impactful throughout the day today, but they will die down tonight. And there's going to be some complications with that. With winds dying down tonight, that could allow some of the moisture near the surface to form as fog, and that could be freezing fog because our temperatures are looking to be below 32 degrees. We're going to get more into that, but right now, again, besides a few light flurries, most of this system in terms of heavy snow has pulled off to the east in Michigan. So we don't have heavy snow in the picture for us right now, but we are watching high pressure off to our west. This polar high is going to bring in some significantly colder temperatures by tomorrow. For today, though, yes, we're expected to have the clouds move in. We'll see some peaks of sunshine at times, but as the winds calm down tonight and our clouds move out, our temperatures are going to rapidly drop heading into Monday morning. Now, we will see a little fog develop, a little more cloud cover move in by Monday morning. We'll stay dry the first part of Monday, but we are watching Monday afternoon into Monday night, where a quick system could bring us possibly a half an inch of snow, maybe to an inch or two. So not a major system moving in by any means, but it still could bring us more snow that we would have to shovel. It is looking to be a lighter snow because of some of the drier air in place, but keep that in mind. You'll want to have the shovels out and around. Now back to that high pressure, that is what is bringing in very cold temperatures right now to the Great Plains, already making its way to western portions of Minnesota and heading into Iowa, and that's going to head our direction as we head through the upcoming days. Temperatures out there, well, -5 in Bismarck right now, 16 in Sioux Falls, 8 in North Platte, and we're not expected to see the negatives for highs, but we will have some sub-zero wind chills that'll be shifting in with that high pressure in the upcoming days. We are a little warmer right now, upper 20s, low 30s, and again, with the sun, that is still going to melt some of the snow, even though our temperatures are sub-freezing. It feels like the teens and low 20s. So throughout the day today, if you're still maybe wanting to go sledding with the kids, or you're going to focus on clearing out the driveway or the pathway, you want to bundle up, as we'll continue to have wind chills within that range all day long. The bigger impact comes tomorrow morning. Wind chills could be in the single digits near the lakefront, negative single digits inland, so a very cold start tomorrow, and we get even colder as the week progresses. Yes, Wednesday, Thursday, we're talking about wind chills that could be in the double digits below zero. It's going to be dangerous to be out with exposed skin with those kind of wind chills as another surge of cold air is on the way. With the temperatures coming up this week, notice we have many temperatures below freezing. That snow's not looking to melt. So the best time to get rid of that snow is today, before we have that drop in temperatures. It gets even colder. And of course, that snow that's compacting is going to freeze, and it'll be harder to remove it. We'll be tracking again. We talked about that light snow chance on Monday, but we are also going to focus on that secondary snow chance on Wednesday. And I will tell you this, Brett, there is another small chance. Again, I'm saying small because we're looking at patterns in the forecast this far out. Yep. But next weekend, we could have another low pressure system bringing us more snow. So don't want to get too much in the details because we are still, again, a week out, but it is at least on the horizon, knowing that we've just seen this big system move in and people are trying to clean up, but we will have more snow this week.
Oh, joy.
Aren't you happy it's the holiday season?
I mean, you know, anytime I say anything negative about snow, someone goes, oh, but what about the people who love snow? So, yes, this is your moment then, folks.
I mean, I like snow. I don't like yellow snow, but I like snow. I actually brought my snowshoes to work because I didn't know if at some point we were going to have clearing, or maybe even in our yard back here. I'll see how far I can get through the snow in those. But a lot of people do recreational activities. trees, especially riding around on the snowmobile. A lot of people have been selling them the past several years because we haven't had that type of snow.
Right.
So I think a lot of Wisconsinites are going to enjoy getting out there with the amount of snow that we've had over the past 24 hours.
Yeah, okay. Well, and then maybe more on the way. Lisa, thank you so much. Of course, one of the big criticisms that we always hear from folks is, hey, what about my neighborhood? When are you going to plow my neighborhood? Well, here, DPW here in Milwaukee, addressing that in a tweet this morning, they're reminding people that, you be patient because it takes 18 to 24 hours after the snow stops to clear all of those streets. So this is an ongoing effort. And you know what? I'm kind of naive here too, because not to bring it all back to Waukesha, but I was just out at the airport a couple weeks ago, the Waukesha County Airport, and just for a tiny airport like that, they were saying it can take up to 45 hours to clear after just 1 inch of snow. 6 inches or more can jump up to 150 hours. So these are ongoing efforts by all of the crews that are out there in Milwaukee County and Waukesha County. And you just have to kind of be patient. Certainly if you're on a cul-de-sac or a neighborhood that hasn't been hit yet, don't worry. They are coming. It's just going to take a little while. Okay, out on the road. We've been following with Jake Salzbrun, who's been doing a great job of driving all different places throughout the morning. Right now, he's in Cudahy. Streets look clear, but look, you can still see a little shine from the street, and that is just because it's been so wet. That's obviously a concern as the temperatures start to drop. All right, now we want to go live with Carrie Doctor, who normally we don't see on air. So it's a pleasure seeing you here and introducing you to our audience, because Carrie is instrumental in all of our digital stuff behind the scenes. And Carrie, you love being outdoors. So are you liking this weather?
I'm not minding it, to be truly honest. It hasn't been that bad. Although I have to say, I wanted to ask, so where did the sun go? Because this morning it was so beautiful outside. The sun was warm. I was actually overheating a little bit to a certain degree. And now the clouds moved in and the wind is just biting a little bit. So when I left my house, it was maybe low 30s. Now with the wind and everything, it feels like it's definitely in the low to mid 20s.
Hey,
so
Carrie,
there's a little bit of a bite.
Carrie, this is meteorologist Lisa Michaels. I'll tell you where the sun is. It's above the clouds.
Oh, but I'm bummed.
I knew he would laugh.
Wow. Wow.
She got you, Carrie. She got you. You've been
Yeah,
pumped.
I bet.
So where are you headed? I mean, it looks like are you even on a path? Where are you?
I am. I'm going to turn the camera around here. I'm on a path, or normally there's a path under here. That is I-94 over there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm at Maitland Park. So if you were to go due east that way, the airport's just on the other side of those trees.
Mm-hmm.
So Maitland Park I came here in part because Lisa was talking all morning long about the wind whipping up the snow and stuff like that. I have seen, how there's dust devils in the summer in other areas. I've seen snow devils, so to speak, I guess, out here in Maitland Park. I just wanted to give you an idea. I'm going to walk with the wind here now, so it's not so bad. But look how deep the snow is, and I'll just step on it here. You can get an idea.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's quite deep, and no county plows come through just yet, and I didn't expect them to. But it's really nice out here on a fresh snowfall. It's kind of fun to come outside and just walk in it and just soak it up, especially when you got it to yourself. The weird thing is, and I got to say this, 2 weeks ago on a Sunday, I was outside riding with a buddy. It was 55 degrees and sunny, and we were complaining about the wind. 2 weeks later, I got this. So,
well, I mean, it must be depressing because you love going out on your bike, and so this time of year must be kind of depressing because you have to kind of keep it in the garage.
Well, it's actually not that bad because it forces you to do other things and get outside. Yesterday, I went for a hike. Going for a little bit of a hike today. You just gotta mix it up a little bit and take advantage of the weather because it's going to be here for the next 3 months.
Yeah.
Don't complain about it. Just deal with it. Find a way to make use of it. Find a way to get some sledding in with my grandkids, and we'll go from there.
Yes. Well, is there anybody there at the park? I mean, you said it was kind of dead, but I mean,
No.
where are all the people?
Yeah, nobody's out just yet. As I was walking through my neighborhood, I think most of my neighbors are clearing their driveways and their walkways as I did earlier today when the sun was out. Now that the sun's gone and the wind is whipping up, you can hear the rattle of the speed blower engines going. I've seen a couple of dogs coming this direction. I don't know if they've ducked in behind trees, but it's a good park for dogs. They just had full reign of this massive park to just hear it again. Yeah, just it's a massive park, big open spaces, and the dogs love it. So, yeah.
Well, Carrie, before we let you go, because I know that you'd be upset if I didn't mention and plug Fox Local, right, which is where a lot of people are watching us right now. If people get bored later today, they're tired of shoveling, they want to be inside and be warm, there's a ton of original content that's on Fox Local right now, including our documentary, right? Give folks an idea of what they can click on and keep themselves occupied with in the warmth of their home today.
Absolutely. Our CTV app, our connected TV app, which is available on Roku and Amazon Fire and a bunch of the other services, all has the documentaries you're referring to, Gales of November, about the Edmund Fitzgerald going down weeks ago. We have 3 different documentaries there, but you can also search for Craven Olympic football content. First and North, that's our Midwest stations in Chicago, Minneapolis, Detroit, and Milwaukee, all talking about latest in the NFL. That's always a good time. We have our Open Record podcast, which is award-winning, and so much more.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Carrie. We appreciate it. Thank you for taking the time. Enjoy the rest of your walk, and hopefully you get warm. Have some cocoa or something to warm yourself up. But thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
You bet. Thank you, Brett.
Yes, and as Carrie mentioned, there's so much stuff on Fox Local, and we can't say it enough that Gales of November is such a good documentary. I watched it. I had a sneak peek before it started streaming for the public, and it's so good, and our crews spent so many months putting it together. Obviously, it was timely earlier in the month with the anniversary of the sinking of the Edmund Fitzgerald, but certainly worth your time if you're interested. Okay, it is 10:17 right now. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll have more storm coverage coming up.
with stories that matter to you. This is Fox 6 News.
10:22, everybody. Thank you for joining us. We're taking a look throughout our viewing area here at the aftermath of yesterday and this morning's snowstorm. And one guy who knows it better than most this morning is one of our photojournalists, Jake Salzbrun. He is been following various paths throughout Milwaukee and Waukesha County. Jake, you're approaching the Hone. Is that where you are right now? Where are you?
Yes, correct. I am on 794 heading north towards downtown, towards the Hone Bridge, coming up from that Cudahy, St. Francis sort of Bayview sort of area down there. And the roads have been pretty nice, pretty good so far for the last bit of hour. A lot of side streets, noticing a lot of neighborhoods still have been covered with snow, and plows just haven't gotten to them yet, as they've been kind of working their way through certain areas. So those areas have been still a little bit bad. But when it comes to just the interstate, the highways, those main roads, they've been looking pretty good. The only worry is the slickness. The snow is starting to somewhat melt with the sun being out and having those patches be soon to become ice with those freezing temperatures coming up here in the next couple of days, and with the temperatures just dying out at nighttime. But yeah, the city skyline of the Milwaukee from the Hone Bridge is where I am at, but I will send it back to you, Brett, in the studio with the skyline.
Well, it's a beautiful shot, Jake. That's perfect timing for us. Real quick, though, before we let you go, are you seeing any plows out there putting down the brine or salt or anything on the roads to maybe prepare and treat them ahead of these freezing temperatures?
Yeah, right when I was getting onto the 794 street, getting onto here, the Hone Bridge, I was behind a plow that had a salt truck, and it was just salting the whole time. It was trying to clear out the edges of the road, clearing out maybe the little spots maybe to pull off and whatnot, but it had salt going, it had everything going, and I've seen a couple of plows from time to time with the salt trucks at the back and putting those down on the road to try to eliminate some of those potential icy patches.
Gotcha. Okay, Jake, thank you so much. You're doing great work out there. We appreciate it. And that brings us to Traffic Tracker. Let's take a look now at the maps. And by golly, since 7 a.m., what a difference this has made. I mean, there's very few yellow spots, yellow, of course, being slower traffic or delays. It's pretty much green all around, except in the heart of Milwaukee there. But it's a huge difference than what we were seeing earlier this morning. Lisa, I know that, like we were talking about with Jake, I mean, the freezing temperatures, the blowing snow, that might be causing a bit of an issue as we head into the afternoon and maybe even into tomorrow, right?
Yeah, you know, Brett, both are going to cause problems as we are heading into the next 24 hours in terms of the melting now, which is still causing some of that slush on roadways. That's going to freeze tonight, and then we're talking about crews clearing out the snow, and if they don't re-salt or re-brine it, that's also going to refreeze over and cause ice tomorrow morning. So here's one of the updates. Milwaukee had a new record daily snowfall amount. The new record was 6.1 inches yesterday. Past record was 3.3 inches back in 1971. Some of the totals, which I'm trying to get you a new graphic with a list of them, but we had a wide range of 10 to 12 inches from East Troy heading towards Jefferson, Kenosha 9 inches. Other areas closer to the lakefront ranged from 5 inches all the way to 11. So we definitely had some of the wetness, the heaviness to that snow that lowered some of the totals near the lakefront. But overall, this was a big snowfall event. And we typically, for Milwaukee, don't get our first inch of snow until December 2nd. We normally don't see our first 5 inches until January 3rd. So this puts it into perspective that this event this early on in the season is relatively rare. Now, of course, the actual track of the system too is not something that we see that often, but because of the exact track that brought in more moisture from the Gulf and the warmer waters of Lake Michigan, both included in the addition of that heavy wet snow. We're going to have a lot more coming up because what we are still under here is a winter weather advisory as we're heading into the early afternoon hours. We'll break down again what you need to know, but the big thing, if you're heading out on the roads now, it's some of the blowing snow that will have the biggest issue, in addition to some of the melting where slick travel is still going to be around.
With stories that matter to you, this is Fox 6 News.
All right, we think this weekend in particular, and especially today, huge travel days out on the road. People going home from Thanksgiving festivities with their family around town. AAA, in fact, says 82 million Americans are traveling at least 50 miles or more from November 25th until tomorrow, December 1st. So I want to go out now. We've got a special treat here. Mark Strail, a meteorologist at our sister station in Chicago, is joining us. Mark, a lot of people are coming either to or from Chicago this weekend. What can they expect in terms of weather conditions there?
You know, it's a busy commute up I-90 and I-94 if you're going either way up into Wisconsin today. Roads right now are in pretty good shape, the interstates are, but we've had another little band of some light snowfall that's come down from southern Wisconsin. I'm sure that you've been keeping an eye on that throughout the morning. It's now kind of sliding down through the south suburbs into northwest Indiana. So things are starting to clear up here in Chicago. Now, the problem is going to be, especially in some of the outlying areas outside of the metro areas, as you know, some blowing and drifting, which is going to create some problems. Yesterday, we had some whiteout conditions across Interstate 80, and it was just a mess. You set a new record in Milwaukee. We set a new record here in Chicago, 8.4 inches of snowfall.
Wow.
And we had some other areas that were up over a foot.
Wow. We talk so much in Milwaukee, as I'm sure you do in Chicago, about lake effect snow. What type of impact did that have in Chicago?
Well, surprisingly enough, not any out of this storm system really. But as we swing into the next, several hours, as that storm system continues to pull away and head off to the northeast up towards Ontario, the areas that are going to be affected are going to be southwestern Michigan. So Berrien County, Michigan, and then back up towards Grand Rapids. That area is going to start to see some lake effect snow. In fact, even a couple of hours ago, the winter storm warnings had been struck down except for that little narrow corridor across parts of southwestern Michigan. So we escaped the lake effect snow out of this. And, one of the things that was interesting about this snow, at least across northern Illinois, northwestern Indiana, it was a remarkably homogeneous snowfall amount. I mean, as to your point, so often we'll see, a storm come in, maybe parts of southern Wisconsin, northern Illinois get heavier amounts, and then as the storm pulls away, it'll pull some winds in off the lake, and you'll see these, as you well know, these narrow lake effect bands kind of set up. But this was pretty much, most of us were in the pretty close to the 8-9 inch snowfall category, almost universally.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, I imagine too that, like you said, some of these smaller municipalities, the suburbs around Chicago, have probably been impacted quite a bit as well.
Oh yeah, and there's a whole history of snow removal, at least in the city of Chicago. A lot of my friends in Milwaukee, they didn't have to deal with this, but back in the 80s, there was a big snowstorm that popped up during the Michael Blandick mayoral administration, and that was the big storm system that they just didn't anticipate, and they didn't get the streets cleared out, and hundreds and hundreds of cars were towed. It was just a mess. It shut down the city. That next cycle, the mayor lost his job to like some unknown person. So ever since then, every single administration that has come in has made it priority one to make sure those streets are spotless. So in the city, it's remarkable how quickly they get them cleared off, and it's because of the political history behind that.
Interesting. That's very well, I mean, that's a priority for a lot of people, is to make sure that their streets are clean and that they can get from point A to point B. Mark, you used to work in Milwaukee, right?
Yeah, it's good to be back there with my friends today.
Yes.
So thanks for.
Well, and thank you for joining us. But I'm curious, and I don't want to pit Milwaukee versus Chicago, right? But compare and contrast. I mean, what was it like when you were covering snowstorms here in Milwaukee? How is it different from Chicago?
Well, I got to tell you, I love Milwaukee. Milwaukee was one of my favorite cities I've ever lived in. I've got a lot of family there. I lived in Muskego and just enjoyed every single moment I was in Milwaukee. Milwaukee, it was much more, I don't want to say easy to forecast, but here at the bottom end of the lake, you have the same situation that you have in Milwaukee, in that, we're set up in the same geographical position. We're on the west end of the lake. But now all of a sudden you have to worry about communities that are on the south end of the lake. So northwest Indiana, and our area goes all the way over into southwestern Michigan. So you now all of a sudden have to start worrying even more so about, as the wind veers around different directions, now all of a sudden these other communities, not Chicago, but northwest Indiana or Michigan, are now affected by an area that is the lake effect snow, which is unaffecting the rest of the market. So at least in Milwaukee, we were all, so to speak, on the same side of the street. And now we're talking about, being wrapped around the bottom end of the lake. So it kind of focuses us to kind of watch the storm and watch those winds as they come off the lake, because as you know, that lake effect snow can be a real wild card. Oh, yes, we know very well. Mark, last question for you before we let you go. We've been talking with Lisa Michaels about dropping temperatures and the impact that that's going to have on roads up here. If someone is watching and they're packing up, aunts and uncles or cousins or whatnot to go back to the Chicagoland area, when is a good time to go? Should they be on the road now? I'm thinking any time today. Now, there could be some blowing and drifting outside of the city, but I think as we go towards the afternoon, that would certainly be a good time, because here's the deal. By tomorrow afternoon, there's another round of snowfall that will be affecting us. It'll be affecting areas probably all the way up to maybe some counties and townships right up across the Wisconsin state line, but very minimal impacts there. But here in Chicago, we're expecting about 2 or 3 inches coming tomorrow during drive time. And as you go south of the city, that snowfall total could, stack up to about 4 inches. So, you know, it's like the old 1-2 punch, and in this case, the 1-2-3 punch. First of all, the snow yesterday. Tomorrow, another blast of some lighter snowfall, and then the third punch, in comes some bitter cold temperatures later in the week, which, you know, since we're kind of like brother, sister city here, we're all going to be dealing with that, right?
Yes, yes, indeed. I'm shivering just thinking about it. Mark, thank you so much for taking the time to walk us through all of that and go down memory lane as well. I'm sure a lot of people are happy to see you back here in Milwaukee, so thank you for your time.
Good to hang with you.
Okay, great. Well, thank you. Obviously, we're talking a lot about the roads, but another travel concern, obviously, in the air. So you're taking a live look now at Mitchell International Airport. Mitchell is reporting, according to FlightAware, 24 delays right now and 14 cancellations. So if you are flying home anywhere, you want to check ahead before you head out to Mitchell, because, you know, more than likely, you're going to be delayed or your flight is canceled. But it's interesting because we've been going to this shot here at Mitchell all morning, and I have not seen a plane take off or land. I see one that's just kind of creeping off the edge of the screen there on the left, but I haven't actually seen any take off or land. So I don't know if that's telling in any way about the situation at Mitchell, but my goodness, make sure you check before you head out. Okay, we are gonna go right now, again live. Looks like we're in downtown Milwaukee. Some of these side streets, that's photojournalist Jake Salzbrun, who's been driving around for us all morning long. And, you know, it's been different. Every time we go somewhere and Jake shows us the roads, it's been a kind of a compare and contrast between the highway system and side streets. And now these are really narrow streets that are in downtown Milwaukee in some of these residential pockets and neighborhoods as we kind of journey around. You can see right now, I think it looks clear, but on some of those side streets and turn lanes, it's slush. It's a lot of the people that have been parked over on the side of the road there where the plows haven't been able to get to. And of course, that always creates a lot of secondary slush and mush and all sorts of stuff that kind of happens up on the road. But we will obviously be keeping an eye on that, and we've got so much more all morning long here on Fox Local. We're going to take a quick break, though, and we'll be right back.
stories that matter to you. This is Fox 6 News.
On a nice snowy day like today, wouldn't you like to be at the beach instead? Well, now you can have your cake and eat it too, because Fox 6's Andrew Amuzu is live at Bradford Beach. Andrew, it doesn't look like you're wearing your swim trunks.
No, not even close. I honestly, I might even say the opposite. I'm securely bundled up, got my scarf and everything like that. And honestly, there have been people here wearing the same thing as me, but walking the shorelines. And I'm gonna step out here to show you. People have also been bringing their dogs, their pets. We just had a family out here literally just seconds ago. They just left. They were taking photos, enjoying just the sight of everything, because I don't know about you, but being out here, it looks pretty, but feeling cold and looking at water, I don't know about you, but I don't know that that's my cup of tea. But for some people, it surely is, and maybe it's definitely a beautiful sight to see for sure. And so all along the coastline here, we've just been seeing people come up, take some pictures, play in the snow. Like we mentioned earlier, Brett, earlier in the morning, the snow is pretty compact, so it's perfect for a snowball fight. Let me try to. Actually, I'm not really the expert in making a snowball, but I got something here. I don't know if you see it or not. But
looks good.
I don't want to. Yeah, it looks all right. It looks all right. See, honestly, imagine that. That actually kind of sounds fun. Having a snowball fight at Bradford Beach. Now that sounds like the most Wisconsin thing, Milwaukee thing ever, but it seems kind of fun too. I was told though that people surf here. And I know you asked me some of the surprising things that I've learned so far. I did not know that people surf at Bradford Beach in the wintertime. I did not know that. That's actually crazy to me.
Oh yeah, I mean, I wouldn't doubt that you'd see that at some point today. But Andrew, I'm curious, as you're kind of taking that snow and compacting it in your hands, how is the snow different closer to the lake than it was maybe out in Brookfield when we first saw you this morning and you were doing that?
Honestly, Brett, I'm no meteorologist or scientist at that, but I know earlier this morning when you asked me to make a snowball, I had to put some effort into it. Now this one's kind of crumbling apart, but this is a good one. This is a cannon right here. So, I mean, that's all I can give you in terms of that observation. But yeah, no, the snow seems a lot more solid. Maybe it's because it's untouched. I have no idea. I don't know what the science is behind all that, but this definitely seems like the prime location for a snowball fight.
Oh, nice. And I'm curious too, because I mean, you've been out all day, and very few places that you've stopped, we've seen other people. Are there other people that are pulling into that parking lot where you're at, and they're kind of observing what's going on?
I mean, as you can see, I mean, as of right now, literally when we just got on, people were leaving. So you have a few cars here that were literally taking in the sight of the shoreline here. Of course, across the way you have some people playing in the snow.
Such a popular
but
hill.
Even along a very popular hill. And I don't know if I want to pull out my inner Donovan Long and try my hand in that. I don't have snow pants, but it's very tempting up there. But yeah, no, a lot of people a lot more people than I expected, I should say, have come to the shoreline to check out the beautiful sights over here.
Well, as a father of a almost 6-year-old, I totally can relate to those kids that are out enjoying the snow. They have the most fun, and God bless them. They're enjoying the time out there in these elements. But I know that you are probably pretty cold, especially. I mean, the temperature over by the lake must be frigid, right? With all the wind blowing off of it.
You know, Brett, people always ask me, I'll answer your question this way. When people ask me, growing up in the Midwest, are you used to the winter? I just tell them cold is cold. You know what I mean? So either way, yeah, I am cold. I actually am feeling a slight difference, but to be honest with you, cold is cold. Yeah. I'm keeping this on.
Yeah, no matter how many layers I have on, I can't hide the fact that I'm cold, and it shows whenever I'm on screen. Yes. So thank you so much, Andrew, for that. And we'll give you some time to go get a bathing suit and an inner tube. And you can either go in the lake with your bathing suit and inner tube, or you can go down that hill in your bathing suit and inner tube. But either way,
that would be crazy.
Those are your options. So you've got 15 minutes to decide, and we'll check back in with you later, Andrew. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
All right. No problem.
Yeah, I mean, as we've been going around, Lisa, Michaels, my goodness, I mean, we see something at every stop that they make, every stop that Jake has made. I guess, what are you, just as an observer of everything that's going on, how are you taking this in, and what does it kind of tell you about the storm system?
Well, what I can tell you, Brett, is I have a lot of access to cameras around the area, so I have not seen anyone in a swimsuit yet at the beach or going in the snow, but we do have people in the winter months who wear wetsuits and definitely ride the waves down by the lakefront, so haven't seen that as much. Our winds are more so out of the northwest today. If we had more of an easterly wind, again, waves would be a little calmer like yesterday, but today we even saw some choppy waters behind Andrew. What we've been tracking more so with the system, it's all been about the travel, right? It's a busy holiday weekend. People are coming back from Thanksgiving destinations, and as they try to head home, they're going to have to battle some of the poor road conditions and heavy traffic. Now, of course, traffic flow has been a lot better from the past several hours, but here's what we're tracking. The roads, they look wet, and there's going to be a couple things that can lead to tricky or hazardous travel as we're heading to the next 24 hours. For this afternoon, the roads are going to start to see more melting. That could create some slushy snow, and that slushy snow can be very deceiving to the eye, where you easily can lose traction under your wheels. We've had a variety of accidents, unfortunately, around southeast Wisconsin with the melting happening, but that's just what we're dealing with in the day. When we head into the evening tonight, our temperatures are going to drop, and any moisture that's on the roads, especially untreated roads, that is going to freeze and cause ice or black ice by your morning commute tomorrow. So it is good that the crews are out there. They're continuing to clear the roads, but it's also important that we are seeing crews either rebrine or resalt the roads, which we have had reports. I believe Jake was out there saying that he's seen that, and that's going to be very important for the days ahead. Travel, at least, again, is looking a little bit better right now. But as Carrie Doctor, if you were watching us earlier, mentioned, where did the sun go? Well, I made the joke that it's above the clouds, and it is above the clouds. But we had some sunshine help that melting process early. Now that the clouds are coming in, we're looking to hang on to them for the rest of the daytime today. Temperatures are going to be in the 30s, and that still, with the sun, is helping some of the compacting and melting. But I wanted to give you a report of some of the lengthy towns that have seen at least 7 to 9 inches, 10 to 11 inches, and 12 inches plus. And again, we're having reports come in even as I'm talking. If you do hear our printer in the background, there's been a widespread 7 to 12 inch range. And really, this is exactly what we were forecasting. Areas near the lakefront either had a lot of snow or they didn't see as much snow. In fact, some areas had about 5 to 6 inches just because we were bringing in more moisture with this system near the lakefront. The lake's also still very warm, so that can compact that snow a little more and lower the totals. For today, though, this is what we're looking at. We're no longer under a winter storm warning, but we are under a winter weather advisory. And I talked about this yesterday morning, the likelihood of us being added to that, and that's exactly what we are seeing. Our furthest inland areas are under that advisory until noon, while counties closer to the lakefront will be under this advisory until 3 o'clock. The biggest reason this has been issued, it's not only for the hazardous travel from everyone coming back from the holiday, but it is going to be for the threat of blowing snow. Now, we do have some blowing snow here at the station. Thankfully, a lot of that heavy snow that Andrew was talking about, that benefited us, because if this was all an event with light fluffy snow, that would blow even more snow around and reduce visibility. But because we have had light snow followed by heavier snow that compacted it down, and just a few inches of light snow this morning over the top, that's going to limit how much snow will blow. Either way, though, blowing snow is going to impact visibility if you are heading out today. And in terms of visibility, we maybe could have a few more flurries or a light snow shower on the backside of this system. Winds have been one of the main concerns why that advisory was issued. We've been dealing with some wind gusts 20 to almost 30 miles an hour. That's going to be staying with us through the day today. And not only blowing that snow around, but it's going to bring some wind chills, feeling very uncomfortable, especially if you have any exposed skin outside. We'll talk about what it's going to feel like, but here's the good news. Winds die down tonight, so we're not looking at hanging on to breezy conditions heading into the start of next week. But with all the moisture near the surface and the calm winds this evening, cooler temperatures returning, we could have some fog developing in areas by tomorrow morning. So satellite radar, again, not showing much here locally. Most of the activity with this low and the heavier snow is going to be pulled off to the east of us in Michigan. Here locally, though, as we continue through the day today, the clouds look to remain, as well as the blustery north to northwesterly winds. But then we are looking at tonight. We clear the clouds out. Temperatures are going to drop rapidly, but we'll quickly re-enter clouds tomorrow ahead of our next system. Yes, we have another round of snow possible as we're heading into Monday during the late afternoon and evening hour. This system's going to ride to our south, bringing higher totals to Chicago, but notice we could still continue to see some very light snow through Monday night and into early Tuesday. In terms of amounts, maybe half an inch to an inch and a half or so. Again, I said heavier snow will be to the south, and this is going to be a very light, airy, fluffy snow. So if you do have to shovel this, it's not going to be hard to remove, thankfully. The bigger story after the snow departs, then, it's about these polar highs that's going to move in and bring us very cold temperatures. We can see from Minneapolis to Bismarck, where temperatures are ranging from the 20s to the single digits. We are closer to the upper 20s and low 30s. So the cold air is on the way, but we already feel cold even without that high coming into play right now. Wind chills all morning long have been in the teens and 20s, and we're going to stay feeling like that as we head throughout your Sunday. Wind chills get even worse. This is going to be what we're tracking heading into the week ahead, and why you want to remove that snow now. By Monday morning, we're going to be tracking wind chills in the negative with the negative sub-zero category to the low single digits, while near the end of the week, we could be dealing with wind chills double digits below zero. It's going to be cold. It's going to be unseasonably cold, I should also mention, for the first start of the new month. And besides Monday, we have an Alberta Clipper system. By Wednesday, that could bring us a slight chance of some snow showers as well.
Okay, thank you, Lisa. Now we've got a special treat for you. We're going to go live to Fox 6's Ted Perry on the road as a passenger, we should point out. He's not behind the wheel. Ted, you're driving back home from Madison, correct?
Right, we got to make a couple of corrections there, buddy. I am driving, but I have an excellent field producer, Stephanie Scott, working the camera. So I am 10 and 2, as you see. So, yes. And also coming back from Baraboo, where I heard you say earlier you brought your 6-year-old to see Santa yesterday.
I did, yeah, on Friday.
We saw Santa on a train yesterday.
Oh.
And he was in a gregarious mood. I've never had to say to Santa, okay, Santa, thanks for coming. And moving along, Santa. We just want to enjoy the train ride. But yeah, no, he's a very good Santa. And I just wanted to give an update on the roads. Lisa was right. There is a strong wind out here, but we are outside DeForest. And again, field producer Stephanie Scott on her maiden voyage here with the camera doing great. Just want to show you the roadways from Baraboo to the interstate, Highway 33. A little sketchy. Had to go slow, but here everybody seems to be going the speed limit, if not a little bit more. The pavement may look a little wet, but the grip is pretty good, and people are spacing themselves out. So I think a lot of people cutting their Thanksgiving holiday a little bit short if they were planning on leaving in the afternoon or evening. They probably got an early start. So this is 94 East outside of DeForest coming back to the Milwaukee area, and they can kill the windshield wipers here because we don't need it. But I just want to let people know it's not bad at all. The roads have been cleared. Shout out to the plow drivers who I'm sure worked through the night to get this done. But I want to tell you, things look to be in pretty good condition right there as we head back toward Milwaukee because I'll be where you are not too far from now. I got to get home and clear out my driveway and then come and hop into the anchor chair and give you some relief there, Brett.
Well, thank you, Ted. And I imagine in Baraboo you were visiting family for Thanksgiving?
No, I have no family in Baraboo anymore. We just took Stephanie and her boys over to the water park in the Dells and say, yeah, if you had fun.
That was enthusiastic.
The enthusiasm, Brett, off the charts.
Wow.
Hey, I just got to tune in here, Ted Perry. This is meteorologist Lisa Michaels. That Brett Lemoyne was trying to get our reporter, Andrew, to be in a swimsuit and an inner tube going into Lake Michigan or sledding. And, you know, Ted, you rocked it yesterday in your swimsuit and that inner tube. So if Andrew doesn't do it, would you be willing to maybe go into Lake Michigan or sledding in that?
Lisa, we have a very bad connection because I think you just asked me to go in Lake Michigan, and maybe you're delirious from working such a long shift and doing a great job, but you've lost your mind if you think I'm going into Lake Michigan today.
Hey, they say the polar plunge is good for your body, though.
Okay, conduct me on January 1st. We'll see if I can help you out there. I have done it on January 1st.
Well, Ted,
and I am into cold plunging. But it's not happening today.
I've never done it, but Ted, I have to say, you had me crying in the weather office in a good way. I was grinning ear to ear seeing you do your report. So thanks for bringing a little tropical feeling and a smile to a lot of our viewers' faces.
Well, I felt I should point out yesterday that it wasn't all gloom and doom, that people were saying, hey, we're here in a water park. We're not going anywhere. We got all the food we need. We got all the fun we need. So it was really a good time. Again, wasn't it a good time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey,
I love it.
Take two. You know, they're better on the second take, aren't they?
And, you know, I think we can agree with your hat on that you are the GOAT, Ted Perry. You are the greatest of all times.
This is from a place where Stephanie and I went last year. Place?
Oh, Galena.
Galena, Illinois.
Oh,
You can hike with the goats.
Oh, really?
That's the distance. Yeah.
Neat.
Love it.
Yeah,
well,
I can recommend that too.
You know, no goats
So, yeah,
out here, but we have a lot of squirrels.
Yeah. So, but you can see, guys, I mean, Stephanie's got the camera pointed on the highway. Excellent job by crews. To be honest with you, I don't know if it's each county is responsible or if they're, I don't even know this. Are there state plow drivers? What's the answer to that? Do you guys know?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's a good question.
I'll find out.
Whoever has been in charge, we're in Dane County now, and it's great. And interstate in Sauk County, Columbia County was also good. So just a shout out to those men and women who probably worked into the wee hours of the morning.
Oh, sure. Yeah, and probably will be out again later as the snow kind of blows as the wind picks up. So, all right. Well, Ted, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. Our signal's getting a little choppy there, but we'll let you get back to your very enthusiastic crowd that you've been taking around to the Dells and then back home to Milwaukee. All right. Speaking of home, let's take a look at Waukesha County, shall we? That's where my home is. I think we're going to... Oh, my gosh, look at that. It's County Executive Paul Farrow. Thank you so much, Paul, for joining us.
Hey, Brett, thanks for having me.
Give us an update on snow clearing here in Waukesha County.
Well, things are going great. And to Ted, just so you guys know, the counties are responsible for state roads. Wisconsin is one of the few states that does not have kind of a Department of Public Works that deals with the state highways. All the counties deal with those. So our teams have been out the last 30 hours doing a great job. Our goal is to get back to clean pavement, at least 90% clean pavement by the time the snow ends or 24 hours after the snow ends. So talking to the team, we're in great shape. Had a touch base this morning with our dispatch team. We had a typical amount of cars in the ditch and 911 calls. Fortunately, no major incidents that we had, just a couple of accidents. One did shut down the freeway earlier yesterday, but overall in good shape.
Great. When did you start? When did the crews get out on the road? Were they spraying down brine or salt as a preventative measure?
Yeah, we try to get out before the snow comes with the brine mixtures. We started doing that. My gosh, it's probably been almost 20 years ago that we started initiating that process. It helps us reduce the amount of salt that we use on the roads, but also provides a lot quicker melting so we don't get the icing issues that we have. So the team has been out literally since probably midnight or earlier on Friday and getting the things done.
Yeah, yeah. I was out as you well know, I was out at the Waukesha County Airport a few weeks ago. You guys were soliciting for some snowplow drivers out there. Did you get enough that you needed for particularly for this snow emergency?
We've got them still coming in. We actually are in a situation talking with Public Works. We have a couple of people hired. They're not on board yet. So our teams have been able to pick up kind of the slack there and a little bit of overtime here and there for a couple of the guys, but they're doing their job. And as I tell people right now, we're not done. We still have the blowing and drifting. So if you have to get out, drive safe, drive slow. If you don't have to get out, sit back, hunker down, and have some fun at home.
The folks at the airport gave us quite a chuckle because you had a Top Plow, a Top Gun parody to kind of drum up interest in doing this out there. And certainly last year you had a parody of Airplane, and it seemed to work because the airport director said you got a number of applicants within a few days after you posted that video.
Yeah, it's, we're finding that more and more you got to have a little bit of humor, a little bit of fun when you're putting things together. And from my understanding, Top Plow did really well. We have a number of people that were interested. We're just getting through the hiring process now and get it all done.
All right. Well, Paul, thank you so much for joining us, County Executive. Always a pleasure to see you and get an update a little closer to home, at least for me here in Waukesha County. So thank you very much for your time.
Thanks, Brett. Have a great day.
Thank you. You as well. Okay, well, we've covered quite a bit in just the last half hour, haven't we? We heard from Andrew Muzu at Bradford Beach. We also heard from Ted Perry on the car ride home from Baraboo, and then finally County Executive Paul Farrow in Waukesha County, giving us just kind of a snapshot of various areas, not only in our viewing area, but extended as well. Earlier, we heard from a meteorologist down in Chicago, too, because you got to wonder and you got to know that there's a lot of travel that's going on, especially today, in between not only Milwaukee and Chicago, but just all over our neck of the woods. So, with all that being said, I think that we are going to take a quick break here. It's just after 11 a.m. We've still got much more to go, including a look at Small Business Saturday. Yes, I know, it's Sunday, but we're going to talk Small Business Saturday coming up in about an hour. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
stories that matter to you. This is Fox 6 News.
All right, everybody, it is 11:17, and look at that. We had Ted Perry on just like 10 minutes ago, and that's all it took for me to take his chair and his spot at the anchor desk here. We moved studios. We're in Studio A now to continue our coverage, which we've been doing all day long, ever since 7 o'clock this morning. We've been nonstop with weather coverage, and no one knows that better than Lisa Michaels, who is live in the Weather Center. Lisa, my goodness, what a marathon for you this whole day has been.
The past couple days, and I think
Yeah.
for most of our crew, they've been extremely helpful, not only helping us in the studio, because as meteorologists, we have to be in-house for most of these weather events, but our crews are out there braving the cold, the hazardous travel, just to help all of our viewers get reports and to let them know what's going on. So really kudos to our whole team. I will get you updated with the weather in terms of what you need to know and what's coming our way, because obviously the main bulk of the snow is gone. However, we are still under a winter weather advisory, and that's going to go for noon for our inland counties, 3 o'clock for counties closer to the lakefront. And the main reason is not only for the hazardous travel that we've been dealing with this morning in spots, especially side roads, but they've issued this because our winds, our blustery northwesterly winds, are impacting us today. And that thin layer of fluffy snow on top of the heavy snow we had yesterday, that is blowing outside. In fact, behind our camera, I have a window, and I can even see a lot of that blowing snow right now. So that can reduce visibility as well as continue to make some of the road conditions deteriorate. Satellite radar thankfully does not show much in terms of snowfall here locally. That is over Lake Michigan and causing more of a headache to the state of Michigan right now. So they're dealing with the bulk of the impacts from that. We just have had more cloud cover move in around the backside of this low and give us a few flurries. So impacts were very high this morning. Impacts are steadily getting better, but we still will have a medium point impact for tonight and tomorrow morning. Part of the reason why is we are seeing a lot of melting right now. And with the clearing of the snow, especially for surfaces that might not have more salt or brine on them, that's going to refreeze tonight as colder air moves in. That's going to cause some icy patches tomorrow morning. Yes, black ice could be something we have to deal with, as well as that slushy snow on roads that can freeze too. So there will be difficulty travel-wise as we head into tomorrow. And Monday, not only difficult travel-wise in the morning, but we could have sub-zero wind chills and more snow on the way for Monday. So we'll give you more on what you need to know in terms of that coming up in just a little bit. But Brett, we are just in the thick of it, and we are still not completely done with all the impacts from this system. And now we have to talk about more snow. I don't know what else to tell you. We were in winter, even though it's not officially here yet.
I mean, it certainly feels like it. It certainly feels like it. Lisa, it's funny. I just got an update from my husband, who's out shoveling the driveway. Now we have an electric snowblower, which sounds in principle like it's nice, but it's corded. So you have to have an outlet. So basically, he just told me that the 6-year-old who lives 2 houses down just came to heckle him because it's basically like you're, like vacuuming the driveway, essentially. We trip over the cord all the time, but it certainly is beneficial to have something like that, even a little extra help, because as you said, this is that heart attack kind of snow where it's so heavy, if you're lifting it, you really got to be careful.
And unfortunately, one of the problems that we're also dealing with is the melting of this snow. We have rain dripping off one of our awnings right now on the weather deck, but that little bit of sunshine and added warmth is melting and compacting that snow, and it's making it heavier. So that heart attack snow, this is a real thing. Taking it in increments is the best thing to do today. You don't have to rush through it and overwork your body. That's where you can end up in these unfortunate health situations. So again, maybe you even have a young neighbor. I know my parents do this too. Some of our neighbors are very helpful. You know, you give them $5-10 if they're out there willing to do the extra work. Or I was going to say, Brett, I thought you were going to mention that you had a heated driveway. Because that could be great. Another thing, and people do have it.
Yeah, that's a real thing?
It is. So I actually know someone else who had it, but Michael Jordan's house in Illinois was, but normal people have it. Michael Jordan's house wasn't too far away from where I grew up, and we would go there trick-or-treating as kids, but he had a heated driveway, so guess what? You never have to shovel.
Well, Lisa, I often get mistaken for Michael Jordan, so we're often mentioned in the same breath.
Yeah, right?
But you know, it's funny that you mentioned this because I thought I saw something internally last night, maybe it was from Rob Haswell or something, that there was some areas that had rain last night too, right?
Yeah.
And that kind of compounded things.
So Stephanie Barrichello did mention that she had a little bit of rain mixing in near the lakefront, and we didn't have a lot of it, but there were temperatures a couple degrees above freezing and even a degree or so. So that brought down a couple of raindrops mixing in with the snow, and that does several things. Of course, it makes the snow heavier, but it also compacts that snow more. So the totals near the lakefront for some areas were a lot lower because of that added moisture to the air. We had a wetter snow near the lake at times. We had a drier snow at times inland. So widespread totals though, but I will say we've had totals coming in this morning from areas like Sheboygan, Cedar Grove, heading down even to the Milwaukee area where some totals were only 6 inches or so. So it really just depended on where you were. But yeah, some of the rain did impact the amount of snow that we could be having for some of our lakeshore communities.
Interesting. Okay. Well, Lisa, thank you. Of course, we'll be checking back in with you later. Thank you so much for your
More
time.
on that snow later.
Yes.
More snow.
Oh, okay. We'll try not to think about that too much. Okay. Jake Salzburn, one of our photojournalists, out on the road. He's on the northwest side of Milwaukee. Jake, you've been at this now for several hours. Compare and contrast now versus this morning. Which is better in terms of travel conditions?
I would have to lean towards right now, Brett, because everything that was kind of over the roads has been melted away. As Lisa's been saying, the snow and the sun's been out. It's melted away a bit, so it's given us a lot more clear of paths. I've been now on side streets in neighborhoods around sort of the West Milwaukee sort of region, and having sort of that area, there's been a lot more of less pileups of snow. There's a lot more clear of paths, clearer of streets. So I would definitely take now over it was this morning. But again, the big problem, the big issue that I've seen from a lot of people in the side streets in the neighborhoods is some neighborhoods and some paths do have that lip of snow that is from the main street into the side street. So a lot of people are kind of like getting their tires caught on that with all the slush and everything that is going there, and they're just spinning and kicking up some of that, and so it's causing them to kind of get stuck for just a couple of seconds, but they kind of get through it. It's not too thick to too battle, but that would be kind of the main concerns that I see on the roads. But other than that, it's kind of been clear and definitely way better than this morning.
Well, what about drivers in general? I mean, are they being courteous on the road? Are they being patient? What are you seeing there?
Some drivers have been very courteous and been giving people space, have been able to kind of, if see somebody kind of making a slight turn over some snow, giving them a little bit of room, giving them a little bit more time to make that turn. I have seen some drivers kind of it looked like they're in a rush, in a hurry, on some of the streets that they may think that is a better and more clear street than the side streets. But for most part, most drivers out here in Milwaukee have been very cautious with the certain other drivers when they've comes to in the snow or kind of getting from those side streets to those main streets.
Well, that's good to hear. And Jake, just to kind of underscore what you told us at the onset of your hit here, I mean, the pavement itself, I mean, it looks wet from curb to curb.
Yeah, it is very wet. I mean, every single time that I get either you get somebody that's maybe driving a little bit slower, so you kind of catch up just a little bit. It's spitting back up into my windshield, so you got to turn the wipers on. You kind of have to get that sort of going. But with the temperatures dropping tonight, the main concern would be a lot of the wetness turning into that ice and kind of maybe having that little thin of black ice sort of area. So I have seen some crews out here putting out down the salt. A lot of crews in the West Milwaukee area kind of putting down some salt, trying to eliminate that. But with all the snow kind of still getting gathered and the sun coming out, it's still kind of melting away.
Yeah. Well, something to keep an eye on as the temperatures continue to plummet. Jake, thank you so much. You've been doing a great job, and wonderful driving too, by the way. You've been great out there on the road. We appreciate it. We're going to take a quick break now. We've got lots more coming up, including we're going to Zoom and chat with some folks from the National Weather Service. They're going to give us kind of a different perspective of the storm. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
With stories that matter to you, this is Fox 6 News.
All right, we're kicking off 11:30 a.m. here with another special guest. We want to bring in Andrew Quigley with the National Weather Service. Andrew, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. I guess just what's it been like for you this last 24 hours?
Really, since about Thanksgiving Day, we've been plugging away here at the National Weather Service in Milwaukee, just trying to figure out the forecast. But then now, as we get into this morning, kind of mopping up and collecting all the reports from our great partners around southern Wisconsin to figure out just how much snow fell yesterday.
Well, and explain what that process is like. When you say you're getting reports from other, satellite offices or even from viewers themselves, what does that actually mean and entail?
Yeah, absolutely. We have a variety of different ways that we're in touch with people around southern Wisconsin. We're in touch with folks like yourselves and the broadcast media that send us reports. We get emails from just citizens around the public. And then we'll also get reports through cooperative programs that we run into. So it's great. It's awesome. And it's a great partnership with the people of southern Wisconsin.
Sure. And in terms of getting that information from the public, is there a rule of thumb in terms of snowfall totals that you kind of look for people if they've got a yardstick or something in their backyard?
Really, we take any and all reports, especially in a significant winter storm like this. No amount is too small. All we really ask from people is if they could get with a yardstick and just kind of plant that firmly into the snowpack and measure that off to the nearest tenth or half of an inch. That really does a lot of help for us.
Now, you had mentioned that you've been doing this now since pretty much nonstop since Thanksgiving. I kind of think of what it was like here at Fox 6, and we're short-staffed over the holiday weekend. So what's it like just in terms of the staffing and the anticipation of this storm from a staffing perspective?
Yeah, absolutely. So luckily, just kind of at our baseline levels, 24/7, 365, the operation that we have out here. Typically during the day in the wintertime, we're going to have anywhere between 3 and 4 people around. Now, yesterday during the day, when those conditions really started to go downhill across southern Wisconsin, we did bring in an extra person, but we had anywhere between 3 and 4 people here, really from the Thanksgiving holiday through yesterday afternoon when we got into the worst of this event. So lots of dedicated people like yourselves who were around there this weekend, making sure that we were keeping southern Wisconsin safe and up to date on the latest forecast information.
And so right now we're under a winter weather advisory, correct?
That's correct. The winter storm. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, explain what that means in layman's terms to our viewers, because that always kind of gets conflated and maybe misunderstood.
Yeah, absolutely. So the way I always like to compare these two things is how does it compare to a winter storm warning, right? Like the product that we were just dealing with really over the last 24 hours. And really, when you see that winter weather advisory go in effect, it's for winter weather, be it snow, blowing snow, that could be impactful, but just not quite as impactful as the conditions that we saw yesterday under that winter storm warning when we really had the heavy snow and some blowing and drifting going on. So really, the reason why that winter weather advisory is in effect here today, and it goes through 3 o'clock in the Milwaukee area, is due to the fact that we're done with the snow, but we've got some very gusty northwest winds out there that are going to blow that loose snowpack around and potentially, reduce visibilities, but more importantly, lead to additional slick spots on roads. So that potential, combined with it, of course, being the tail end of the busy travel holiday weekend, we wanted to make sure that we were getting that word out there. Again, with that advisory, which is a step below a warning, but something that rises above just having no winter weather headlines out at all.
Sure.
And Brett, I wanted to chime in here. This is meteorologist Lisa Michael. So Andrew, I have to say you're one of our favorites on the staffing team over there. But Brett,
you're being too kind.
No, it's true. But Brett, what you may not realize is, as atmospheric scientists or meteorologists, we have a special way that we can communicate with the National Weather Service, like how we have our Slack. We have a chat room. So between the people like Andrew at NWS and us, we can easily relay certain reports so that if we get reports from viewers, which is why we always tell our viewers to give us reports, we can send that on to you and make sure that if we see someone already posting that, okay, well, we may not send you that report. We can give them photos. We can give all this information because we're essentially working as a team through all these events. I actually was going to work for the NWS many years ago. That was my goal. But the point is that we just have people more behind the scenes that work for the National Weather Service, and the broadcasters were more of the face, right? And it's all about simplifying things, not dumbing it down, but simplifying so that the average person can understand what are the impacts, what is going to, again, impact their day, whether that be snow, fog, potentially some slick spots and ice tomorrow morning. But the goal of what we all do is to keep people safe. At the end of the day, that is why we do our job. That is the rewarding part of it. And there's a lot that goes into it. So it's really kind of cool to analyze all that model data, because Andrew here is a meteorologist like myself, and we're all able to forecast and pick up on trends and what's going on, and we discuss it. So I can read what they're thinking. We can communicate back and forth maybe what we're thinking and come up with a best way to get that information out to the public. And we have a great team, I would say, in this area that's able to help out and do so. So it's fantastic just to be able to have you on, Andrew. Like like I said, you are fantastic on the team and are able to really help out with this system. So kudos to you and everyone at the office there. Brett, it's a really great thing, again, to know that we are in a small industry, but we work really closely with the NWS when it comes to not only winter events, but severe weather events and any kind of impactful weather as a whole.
Yeah, and Lisa, that brings me to my last question for Andrew too, and for you, for that matter, Lisa. Compare and contrast. I mean, we think National Weather Service. We talk to you a lot during tornado season, for example. You're out assessing damage and things like that. What is the biggest difference? Just forecasting these types of storms, whether it's tornadoes in the summer or winter storms in the winter. Like, I guess internally, what's the biggest change for you between the two?
Oh, Andrew, you can go first on that one.
Yeah, it's I would say it's a slower burn during the winter. So I guess I don't know if there's any runners out there, if either of you are runners. I would definitely say winter events are much more like a marathon. And then we get into the summer and severe weather season. It can be much more like a sprint, right? Severe weather typically evolves over 6 or so hours and it comes and goes. But with winter storms, it's a very slow buildup, really sometimes from as far out as 2-3 days in advance where we're starting to see the potential. So it's definitely something that it's a slower burn. But you get through it and you basically just tell people what they need to know when you know it as a meteorologist.
Sure.
Yeah, and they're very different. When it comes to winter weather, as Andrew mentioned, I mean, you can forecast these trends a week out, right? But it's not really much, there's not much you can do until that event happens. And let's say, for example, we have lake effect snow or lake enhancement. You can't do much until you see the bands form. We can forecast in a wide range or an area of snowfall, but we can't do much until the event begins, and then we can analyze it and further depict some of the placement. Severe weather, while we can predict the probability of an area maybe seeing severe weather further out, we really can't do anything until that event arrives. But when it arrives, as Andrew mentioned, it is a sprint. It's you're now casting to the second and trying to figure out where are the storms going to be more favored to survive, where are they going to be dying out. There's so many more things, I think, in severe weather dynamically that can change with I compare the atmosphere to an onion. So it has all these different layers, right? Or a domino effect. If something is going to happen in one layer, it's going to have an effect through all the other layers, and that can change your forecast. So severe weather for me, and it's different here. I was in the South in my last market for 5 years. I mean, we had these massive severe weather tornado events where people's lives really are at stake because you could have a tornado on the ground, not necessarily like here in Wisconsin, but we had tornadoes on the ground for over an hour or so. And so it's a very different kind of forecasting, both, again, very, it really keeps you on your toes. But again, winter weather, you forecast it and you just kind of have to wait. While severe weather, you forecast it, but you never stop forecasting. You're constantly going through this sprint motion, even during the actual event.
Well, thank you both. Andrew, many thanks to you. I hope you're able to get some sleep or take a nap or something after what I imagine has been a long period since Thursday. So thank you so much for keeping us safe.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Andrew. And Lisa, I mean, we were just kind of comparing and contrasting summer versus winter forecasting. But I mean, and obviously we recognize, I mean, there's a lot of, especially in the summer with tornadoes, they're very serious and there's, could be death and destruction. But I mean, which do you prefer? Do you have a preference? Do you like the winter weather, or do you like more reporting on the tornadoes? What's more exciting?
So I'll put it like this. When I decided to go further south with my career, it was because I chased a lot of tornadoes and storms. When I was in school, I thought this is what I wanted to do. And there came to a point when I moved further south over the years where you cover so many tornadoes that you realize you take things for granted, right? Like there's been so many situations where I've been so close to tornadoes that I've had to take shelter. I have had so many people lose their lives when I've been on air doing coverage. So it's a bittersweet thing knowing that I can help people, but it's also really hard knowing that I could lose my life myself and being away from family. And I never thought I'd say this, Brett, but when I used to live in Wisconsin many, many years ago, I said, I'm never moving back here. Between the snow, the cold, this sucks. I grew up with this my whole life, and I missed it. I kid you not. So coming back up north for me, it's amazing because I love the snow. We had a lot more ice storms down south, which is completely different. But snow like this and cold like this, again, you take it for granted because there's so many other different kinds of weather that can impact you. For example, when I was in the south, it was so humid. You'd go outside in 5 minutes and you'd, again, be dripping sweat. For me, it was miserable. There was 4 months out of the year I would just stay inside during the summer because it was so hot. So it really depends on what you like. But I will say I'm a better forecaster for severe weather now because I've had all that experience in the South being able to cover historic tornadoes in the past. So I don't really like one over the other. I love them both. That's why I'm in the Midwest. The seasons, we get all 4 of them. It's the best time. However, I do want to have you remember this. Do you remember a year or so ago in February, we had tornadoes? We had the first tornadoes in February ever recorded in Wisconsin. So that just, again, goes to note that we can have severe weather, including tornadoes, any time of the year. So you really just have to be prepared. Now, of course, we're not going to have a snowstorm in the middle of summer, but we can have severe weather at any time of the year. So we're going to step you through some of the forecasts and impacts you can see through the rest of your day today. What an improvement that we have been dealing with right now over the roads. We are continuing to track, again, a lot of people moving very smoothly. Roads, at least, are continuing to melt. So traffic is able to be a little bit better if you are going to be moving around. I'm just getting an update right now. We're going to give you the current look from the National Weather Service. I'm moving around a little bit. I got multiple computers back here because we are having a slight change now in terms of our winter weather advisory. So I can tell you, this is exactly what I was talking about. Andrew was on, and of course we have this way of communicating with them, and I can access it on my phone, where they're saying that they're going to end the advisories as blowing snow has been very minimal at this point. So as the winds will still be with us, there will be very localized blowing snow rather than dealing with snow that's going to be more widespread blowing around. So that's actually great news for us. We're still going to take you through the forecast of what you need to know, because even though we are having some of the advisories end, we'll still have to carry on some impacts as we are moving through your Sunday. Again, a busy travel day for a lot of people. While the roads certainly look a lot better, there still is going to be some of that slushy accumulation, as well as any kind of moisture that's melted over the day that can refreeze tonight. So we're still going to need crews out there to clear a lot of the side roads. But in addition, we're going to have to resalt and rebrine any roads out there that have been cleared. Otherwise, we could definitely see some ice, and especially black ice, forming by tomorrow morning. Clouds have moved back in. So that's going to be something we'll be dealing with as we're heading through the rest of the day today. We're on the backside of this low pressure system. We're still dealing with some ice on our Milwaukee camera, but snow really everywhere. And this snow has been melting a little bit this morning, so compacting, becoming more heavy. If you have to go out and shovel, taking it in increments is what we keep saying. That's going to be the best thing, so you do not overexert your body, as, again, it is considered that heart attack snow. So again, if you're looking at this map, the update is that this is gone. We no longer are under the winter weather advisory, but there will be areas of localized blowing snow. We are very lucky with this system that we had heavier snow for a lot of our areas closer to the lakefront, because if this was all light, fluffy snow, we would probably still hang on to that winter weather advisory. Winds would blow a lot more of that snow around, versus what we saw is we had light, fluffy snow on the onset, then we had heavier snow falling and compacting it, and that heavy snow doesn't blow around. But this morning, as drier air came in on the backside of that system, that changed our snow ratios again, meaning that drier air had more fluffy snow, allowing it to fall from the sky. So we added a light layer of fluffy snow on top of that, and it was that light layer that would be blowing around with our winds. We're still tracking some wind gusts right now, again, 20 to 30 miles an hour, so it's not that it's not going to be windy in areas, it will, and those winds are going to continue to make it feel rather cold, but because of the limited amount of blowing snow, conditions at least should be overall not that bad. Still hanging on to a lot of cloud cover here locally, while if you check out near the Dells, and Ted Perry showed us this on his drive from Baraboo, there's a lot more sunshine off to the west. We'll eventually see some of that return tonight into tomorrow, but then more clouds return with our next system. So low pressure continuing to pull away from us, still dealing with some snow in Michigan. As we move through the day today, we'll still have blustery northerly to northwesterly winds. But as clouds will clear out tonight, that will allow our temperatures to drop very quickly as we head into your Monday morning. We could even have some localized fog developing tomorrow morning before our clouds will be moving in through the day. But at least we're looking to stay dry as we head through your morning commute. Again, could be icy tomorrow morning. As we move through Monday afternoon, that's when we are watching our next system, which is going to ride to the south of us. We're going to be on the northern edge of this, but it's a very different system than what we just had. So the snow that we're expecting to move in late Monday afternoon, continuing into Monday evening, is going to be a very quick system moving out before you're probably heading out the door on Tuesday, and very light. In terms of totals, we could see maybe half an inch to an inch and a half. Some models are pushing 2 inches closer to the Wisconsin-Illinois border, but it will be very minimal compared to what we just had. And the type of snow we're looking at having with this event is looking to be a lighter snow, so more of that fluffy rather than moisture-laden snow, which will make it easier to shovel. We are tracking, though, as that low departs, it's these polar highs that are going to move in and really going to bring some chilly temperatures with it. We've been tracking the single digits and teens off to our west there. Well, we're still right near that freezing mark in Milwaukee and Chicago, upper 20s, low 30s at times. That's helping, again, not make it so miserable if you're heading outside to shovel some of that snow today. Winds, though, that's a different story, making us feel more like we're in the teens to low 20s through your afternoon, and we'll continue to have wind chills in the single digits heading into next week. Thursday, Friday, we're keeping a close eye on as even colder air moves in, and our winds could be a little stronger. That could make wind chills in the double digits below zero. So it's going to be an interesting week, very winter-like as we're welcoming in the new month of December. Yes, we are looking at having, again, single-digit lows, but also noticing that on Wednesday, we may have another chance for some slight snow showers with the colder air around, though. Brett, this is why we're really advising people to get out there today to shovel off that snow. Again, whether it's your surfaces of your car, your sidewalks, your decks, your driveways, because with temperatures dropping, even that is going to freeze and create a very icy or tough layer of snow on top. And that's going to be even worse to have to shovel, not to mention having to shovel in the cold temperatures. So I don't know, your son may be a little too young to start some of the shoveling because this is heavier snow, but hopefully you have your partner shoveling at home.
We're putting him to work. Don't worry, Lisa. We're putting him to work.
He's probably making a snowball to throw at Dad.
He's got the penguin walk down and everything. He knows how to handle it on the snow and ice.
That's perfect, Brett, because what some kids may not know is if they are heading out to the bus stop, because of some of the icy pathways we may have, if it feels icy, you literally walk just like a penguin. And that way you are less likely to be able to fall. It's the safest way to walk on ice.
Yeah, well, good to know. All right, Lisa, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Now we have a special guest. Surprise. Fox 6's Nicola Junowitz is live, joining us via Zoom. Hello, Nicola. How are you?
Hey, Brett. I don't know if I'm a special guest. That was a lovely introduction. How's it going in there? You guys look nice and cozy.
Oh, I try. You were so kind to have me on yesterday because you did this shift yesterday when the snow was just starting to fall. And you had me on as a guest yesterday. So I appreciate that you came on and reciprocated here. What's it just been like? Because now you kind of missed out on a lot of the snow while you were here at the desk. And so now you're out in the elements. And just tell me, what are you seeing? What are you feeling?
Yeah, hey, Brett. So I am here from reporting from my neighborhood, a very popular sledding hill here behind me. I'm not the best at this, but hopefully you can see there's a ton of people out here.
Wow.
I saw a baby in a cute little like snow bunny outfit. I see families, I see grown-ups, big kids, little kids, like everybody's here. And it's just so nice to see everybody out kind of like embracing this winter weather. I got good news to report though on our roads. Okay, to give you a perspective as to where I'm at. So I am by the Collectivo coffee shop on the lakefront. That's probably the easiest landmark to give you. Right on the on Lafayette Hill Road and Lincoln Memorial Drive. That intersection is right behind me here. So yeah, when I woke up today, I'm not gonna lie, the roads were still kind of slushy and a little messy, but now you can see like cars are navigating no problem. They're totally clear. You can see the pavement. They're not really icy, even on the sidewalk that I'm standing on. Like I've got a good grip underneath my boots. So they're not slick at all. So we love to hear that. Yeah, they've done a really excellent job of getting to all of the roads. I by no means live on a main fare. I live on what is 1,000% a side street, and they got to us already. So well done, DPW.
Well, that's good. That's good to hear. What do you like? I mean, we see the kids that are sledding and whatnot, but what do you like to do when the weather is like this?
I like to nest, Brett. I like, last night I decorated for Christmas.
Oh.
I made soup. I'm in like my casserole era right now. I do like to play outside, but I don't know. I think I'm more just being cozy inside right now and just sort of getting stuff done around the house. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's a good time to sound so boring, but like cleaning, reorganizing, doing all that kind of stuff, because I feel like in the summer and in the fall, we're just too busy to get a lot of that stuff done. So I like to do stuff around the house. I'm lucky. I live in an apartment building, so I didn't have to do a lot of clearing snow on my own today. But yeah, I also really like to go for walks in the winter. I think it's really kind of refreshing. So, and honestly, if you want to go for a walk, I can show you here.
Ooh.
Like you can see, it is
pavement,
totally dry.
Yeah.
So we love that.
Oh, that's great. Well, that's perfect to be able to go out and kind of just enjoy the atmosphere and wave to all the sledders, and then
and
then
cute.
scurry back to casseroles. Is that what you said?
I'm just
casserole era.
Sorry, I just got some snow on my face. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna cook and clean and decorate for Christmas. The tree went up last night, so that was really exciting. Perfect. You know how much I love Christmas.
Oh yes.
So yeah, we're ready to go. It's a good excuse to just, do all the things you need to do inside.
All right. Well, I will let you get back to nesting and domesticating here, Nicola. Thank you so much for joining us. Always a pleasure to see you. Enjoy the weather.
Oh, likewise. Yes. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thanks.
Bye.
Okay, so from Nicola Junowitz, we're going to go to Andrew Amuzu in Shorewood. So, Andrew, Nicola was just kind of where you were the last time we saw you at that popular sledding hill down by the Collectivo. You're in Shorewood now, and what's the scene like there?
Yeah, Brett, well, first I want to mention, I can't believe we had just missed Nicola. That would have been really cool to see, and maybe, I don't know if she was sledding or not, but that would have been really fun. But over here in Shorewood, there was just a plow, many plows that coming down this street over here, but I kind of wanted to show how there's a lot of cars on the side of the street being parked here, and that plow had to sort of maneuver in and out of these cars, making it a little more difficult for them to completely get that street clear. But even along the other side of the street here, right here on Woodburn Street, you still see some cars snowed in, a lot of them untouched, making it hard to not only clean off these cars, but also clear the streets and then also drive out of these places as well. So that's definitely something that we're continuing to keep our eye on, as well as we're driving through some of these neighborhoods. A lot of these people that are not hitting the roads are ending up having their cars snowed in, making it really tough to get out of some of these snow ditches or anything like that. And so that's some of the biggest things that we have seen in the neighborhood so far. We also saw some children playing in the snow. Now they're right over here shoveling. What do you guys got over here? You guys got some...
We're trying to dig some snow we're trying to make like this big snowman, and like we have a sled, so we're trying to make this like a sled thing where we
sled.
Yeah, where we like make bumps.
Yeah, we made some bumps earlier, and
We're trying to get all the white snow we can because we saw like the snow truck
Yeah.
earlier, and we were trying to get all the white snow we can so it doesn't get all brown snow, basically.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we don't want brown snow. That would, you know.
So
I
that's
mean.
why we're coming over here to collect some more white snow. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I wish I could help you guys. I was shoveling yesterday at a cafe. And yeah, I don't have another shovel, but I do see your dog is over there making sure.
She's my best friend.
That's your best friend. What's your dog's name?
My dog's name is Jack, and he's 2 years old.
That's a 2-year-old dog. That's a big 2-year-old dog.
I know, he is big.
He's a golden retriever.
He's a cream color.
Retriever. Okay.
And he loves snow because earlier, he loved playing.
He started to attack all the snow.
Yeah, he started to attack the snow.
Yeah, he loves snow, and he almost blends with it. But if you see a little closer, he's like more like he's more blonde than white.
No,
but when he color changes when he's inside or outside.
Well, I think he's chilling, and you guys are clearly having some fun. So I'll let you guys be. But yeah, that's sort of been the story. A lot of people that are concerned about their cars being snowed in. Well, you have that. You have kids playing in the snow and making sure that they are shoveling as well. So they're taking care of business at any front.
Yeah, and that dog too. I mean, he was just like enjoying. He was just nestled in there in the snow. I almost couldn't see him. I had to squint.
I know. Yeah, that dog has been sitting there, cool, calm, and collected for sure.
Good way to put it. Andrew, thank you so much. We appreciate it. We'll check back in again later. But first, we're going to take a break because we have some special guests coming up. Talk about Small Business Saturday and the weather impact there. We'll see you in a couple minutes.
With stories that matter to you. This is Fox 6 News.
Well, such a busy weekend here, just a busy holiday in general, right? Thursday was Thanksgiving, Friday, Black Friday for a lot of shopping. Saturday was also Small Business Saturday, and unfortunately it kind of got snowed in because of all this crazy weather that we had. So maybe a lot of people were not able to participate, but we've got to talk to Paige Hammond here with the Milwaukee Public Market. She's joining us live. Paige, what was it like on Saturday? Was it busy at all at the public market?
That's a great question. We are so lucky because people that were able to make it here for Small Business Saturday safely, they did. We have a couple traditions here at the Milwaukee Public Market for Small Business Saturday. One is Brew City Brand's trunk sale, so a lot of people are really excited to support that. And the other is the Charlie Brown Tree Lot out on St. Paul Avenue. And a lot of families come this Saturday after Thanksgiving to come and get their holiday tree. And so we did have a handful of people that still made it out here. They wouldn't miss it, and they were able to get here safely, thankfully.
Oh, good. And you're open presumably today too, right? So what's taking place today that we can go and check out?
Yes, so we are open today. And I like to say we're really lucky because in Milwaukee, Small Business Saturday is great, but it's always Small Business Saturday. Milwaukeeans are so good at supporting local businesses all the time. And the market is always just a really wonderful experience by itself. So there's a lot of really cool things that you can come and check out right now. So for example, we have our holiday trees up, our holiday decorations. The market is just a very festive time to experience the holidays. And then we also have on St. Paul Avenue, we did a collaboration with Milwaukee Institute of Art and Design for holiday windows. So you can come and see those right now too. Upcoming this week, we also have the MATC Parade of Gingerbread Houses, which is another fan favorite tradition here at the market. And then just every opportunity to come eat good food and experience local shopping is a good reason to come, I think.
Paige, it's so important. We know the value of supporting small businesses, and we know that there's so many different kiosks and vendors that are at the public market that represent those small businesses in Milwaukee in particular. But what does it mean for the community itself to have a place like the public market? And also, like, what does the community get back by supporting these businesses?
Yeah, that's a really great question. So supporting small businesses is really good for the community, of course, and really good for small businesses too. It's great to keep it local, but at the same time, it's really good for the consumer. So not only are you supporting your local economy, of course, but you also have a really wonderful experience. So again, you get to see the market at its most festive. You get to enjoy a great meal while you're doing your holiday shopping. Learn from experts that really know their products and also try things before you buy them. So Oro di Oliva, for example, artisan olive oil and balsamic, you can come here to the market and you could actually taste those olive oils and learn from the employees here, which is just really a wonderful way to actually do your Christmas shopping.
We all have someone on our shopping list, right, that is impossible to shop for. It's usually mom, right? It's so hard to shop for mom. So if someone was coming out to the public market, what are like 2 or 3 things that you can think of off the top of your head that are, you can't find anywhere else, and B, are perfect for anyone on your list that you're like, I don't know what to get this person?
Yeah, that's a great question. So the no-brainer right away is a Milwaukee Public Market gift card. You could purchase them in the market office. You could also purchase them online and have them shipped to anybody as well. So like I said, the market is a really wonderful experience. You are essentially gifting that experience to somebody else. So like a traditional gift card, they get to find exactly what they want, but you're also supporting local and offering that experience to them too. The next thing I would say, Freezy's Candy Shop has artisan chocolates and candies. I think you can't go wrong with chocolate. Maybe there's a mom out there that doesn't like chocolate. It's possible.
Impossible.
Impossible. Okay, great. I agree. And then the third would be Marius Bell Floral. You could do a hand-built bouquet of flowers here for mom.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. And those flowers and things, like, where are they sourced from? Like, because we understand, I mean, the vendors are local, but for some of these other things, are they locally sourced too?
You know, that's a really great question. So Marius Bell Floral, it is owned by a gentleman named Bobby that has been in the floral business for a very long time. He is very strategic about where he finds his flower stems. You could actually come by just a flower stem or a full bouquet, and he sources them from all around, sometimes local, sometimes he finds flower stems that you can't find traditionally because he brings them in from somewhere else.
And Paige, final question. If sometimes you're out shopping and you need a bite to eat, and there's certainly lots of places to get something on the go at the public market too, what's your number one thing? What do you recommend to people to chow down on?
That is such a good question. And my answer changes almost every day, which is crazy, but there are so many wonderful options here, and it depends what you're in the mood for. So if you're visiting Milwaukee and you want to get like a traditional Milwaukee experience, you can't go wrong with the fried cheese curds at West Dallas Cheese and Sausage Shop, and a Bloody Mary, of course, or a brat from Foltz Family Market. Really, you can't go wrong. All of the food here is just incredible.
Well, Paige, my stomach is growling now, and I'm going to say that it's because I need to do Christmas shopping for other people, but now I just want to eat and have chocolate because you've made me so hungry. Thank you so much for joining us and stressing the importance of Small Business Saturday, and to know that, every day is Small Business Saturday, and you're open now, and people should go out and support local businesses. So thank you so much, Paige.
Thank you. See everybody soon. Come visit us.
Yes, we'll do. Okay, thank you so much. Well, now we're going to go to Bayview, and Jake Salzbrun has been driving around. And Jake, we're starting to kind of see a similar pattern here with all of the places that you've been hitting, and that is really wet conditions on the roads. I mean, just from curb to curb, it just looks really wet and sloshy. Is that true?
Yes, very true. Very slushy, very wet with the conditions on it. The tires I've seen pretty much from almost everybody has been very easy to very kind of grip this sort of conditions. But when we kind of go into some neighborhoods that have either been somewhat treated or somewhat have been attempted to be treated, there's still those slushy sort of areas with snow covered, sort of where the snow plows have gotten to just a little bit, but not as much as maybe some of the main roads and the main streets that we have seen, but a lot more slushy, a lot more slush, a lot more of that snow that can kick up on a car, get a car kind of stuck. Driving around in certain areas, there have been a lot more cars that have been trying to get out. That has been in a tougher sort of situation to get out, Brett. But there's been a lot more of the compact sort of area here in neighborhoods, especially around here in Bayview in the south sort of Milwaukee region.
Well, I mean, you just took a turn, and it's like night and day compared to the road that you were just on. I mean, it looks bumpy. I can see the camera kind of moving a little bit, and the snow seems to be covered a little bit more on that street that you're on.
Yeah, every single neighborhood that I have passed on these side streets from the main roads have been more impacted, have more snow still covering them. There's still kind of cars that are kind of just stuck into places, hard to get out and hard to move. I have seen a couple of people as of lately driving around here just kind of having a trouble and getting their car out from sort of certain locations and certain streets, and then constantly having their tires be spinning, trying to get out in those locations. But then we get onto a main road, and a main road is completely dry, completely fine with the conditions and easier to drive through.
When you're going through these residential neighborhoods, are you noticing, are a lot of them already, their driveways, the homeowners, have they already gone through and done what they need to do for getting rid of the snow, or are they still snow covered?
Some of them are still snow covered. Some people have not attempted to clear the path or clear some of the ways, but some people are taking almost as shifts. I've seen a couple of driveways that have been half done with nobody out there. It looks like they've been taking a break and kind of getting through and kind of working through those thick layer of snows. And then some houses have already had clear driveways, clear walk paths that they attacked it earlier this morning. And then the in-between of people just kind of slowly progressing, whether they have a snowblower or they have a shovel kind of going through.
Yeah, slow and steady wins the race. Okay, Jake, thank you so much for that update. We appreciate it. Now on to Traffic Tracker, and you can tell that things are a lot different than they were this morning. We just have one teeny tiny little red spot with pretty significant delays in Waukesha County on I-94 westbound. But for the most part, things are looking pretty good, all things considered. And we can see that kind of backed up by some of these traffic cameras that we have here rotating. Doesn't look like there's a whole lot of traffic, a whole lot of people on the road, but certainly you want to take it slow and steady regardless. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
with stories that matter to you. This is Fox 6 News.
12:15 now as we continue our coverage of this massive winter storm that we've just been hit with over those last 24 hours. And now we want to bring you to what is truly going to be the highlight, I think, of the whole morning and the whole afternoon. And that's Fox 6's Ashley Sears live outside with, and Ben.
Ben. That's it? That's what I get?
Why can't I get in the, yeah. When I heard there was an opportunity to just talk to Brett Lemoyne, I was like, yeah,
why not?
I just want to chat. What do you want to talk about?
For Christmas, I now want a shirt that just says, and Ben.
And Ben. Hey, no, you guys, you know how much I love and adore both of you. So thank you so much for joining us. And I hear Amelia probably, right? She's got to be close by.
See the dangerous thing that she's currently doing? She just slid back.
Here, I'm going to let Ben hold this.
Oh, do you want a whole tour of our winter wonderland that we've been working on for the
Yes.
Should we flip? Here, you flip the camera.
Okay. Yeah, okay, here we go. Here's Amelia has made my driveway pile into just a sled hill where she just slid backwards towards the road. So that's great parenting by us. As we're going, just giving you a tour. I thought it would be cool to create an ice fort or like a snow fort. And I thought Amelia would be really into this, and it was just me creating this. I don't even know what this is.
It's like a snow crater.
I created a snow crater. This is Leona, our neighbor.
You were hit with
Leona,
one big snowflake, and that was what was left behind.
What do you think of the snow fort?
Good.
Good. Okay. Lots of words here. But this snow is kind of crazy, especially because we're a few blocks from the lake here. And we do not have the fluffy variety. So this tree is not supposed to be hanging in my front yard. But it is now touching the ground because I actually have been hitting it with a shovel, trying to get the snow off of it. So maybe it will bounce back up. But under there's a bush and my Christmas lights. And I'm wondering if they survived because that bush is also not supposed to be on the ground. And you can see this is just the heavy wet stuff.
Yeah.
That broke my back. So that's kind of what we're dealing with. I don't know if it's a drier snow out west, but right here along the lake, it's really kind of crazy.
Do the old test with the car. Wait, do you have the tape measure?
Oh yeah, should I go get a tape measure real quick? Should we see what we have here in Whitefish Bay?
Yes, please.
Okay, here, Ashley, you can continue giving the tour. It wouldn't be.
All right, let's go back to these dangerous girls doing dangerous things. Guys, what do you think about the snow?
I think it's fun.
It's
so fun.
So fun.
Now, does Amelia, does she beg to go out and play in the snow constantly, or is this something you had to kind of poke and prod a little bit?
Well, yesterday she was begging and begging.
Yeah.
And then I was live over at Hayville, and she came to visit, and she told Ben, I need to go home. I want to take a warm bath. And then this morning she was watching a little bit of TV. Saturday or Sunday morning cartoons. And then she was like, I need to get out there. So what about Reed? Is he super?
Oh, he loves going out and playing in the snow, but I don't. So
that's the same with me. Maybe the first snowfall. And I think that's Brett because me and you report in it.
That's true. Yeah, we have to be out there and shivering.
It's fun for, a little bit to play in, and then we're totally ruined by standing out in it for 37 live hits.
You've ruined winter.
Lisa, Michael's cringe because we're going to take the place that you're not supposed to take measurements, which is on top of your car. Should we try this?
Okay. Hang on, let me flip the camera. I'm really bad at this.
You're making the weather stick envious here.
Oh, wow. Okay. 6.5 inches.
Wow.
Well, not too bad, right? Are you supposed to take measurements all over the yard? Let's see.
That doesn't seem fair because that's where.
That's 6.5.
No, Ben. We got to put it in an unobstructed area.
There's Lisa. Yep.
I knew Lisa would cringe. I made Lisa so mad she had to come in and yell at her. Here, come over here.
All right, what's an unobstructed area? All of these are.
I know, because you guys have been making your fort. In open area, if possible, not under a tree.
But under a tree, though.
Oh, it's under a tree. Here.
Not under a tree. Oh,
No.
there we go.
Oh, man.
What do we got?
That's a 5-er.
All right.
All right.
Well, I will.
5-6 inches?
I'll tell you that some of the lakeshore communities also saw 5-6 inches, while others saw up to 11. So you did get the short end of the stick, but hey, you got enough snow to have fun. And I have to say, the highlight yesterday was watching both of you pull Amelia through the neighborhood. And Ashley, you are so much fun. Having a blast going down the hill with the kids. Normally, Ashley does a lot of our serious stories for viewers who don't watch. So having you do something fun was amazing. You guys killed it yesterday.
Sometimes they let me show my smile and personality around here.
If there's a terrible car crash in the neighborhood, we will bring it to you live.
Oh, good.
It's pretty on the side here, though. I mean, like, this is the time where it's, like, still pretty. You know, like
it's gorgeous.
Yeah, and then we'll get like into April, and it'll be muddy and.
But Lisa, look at this. So, because I want Lisa, we've got icing on all our trees here. Should we be worried about this?
Are branches gonna fall?
Oh, you are.
All our trees are doing the old limbo here.
Brett, this was something that we were talking about, where areas near the lakefront, and Stephanie Barrichello told us this too, had some rain mixing in. So that's why you're seeing some of the icing on the trees. And the icing on the trees mixed with the heavy snow, that can break some of the branches off and even cause power outages. So We Energies sent out some information about this, but they are working really hard with crews. The heavy snow, unfortunately, not going to help this situation. So I have my fingers crossed you guys keep your power, especially if you've had it this long. Oh, look at the snowman. You have to show us. This is cute. Oh, that's a good one.
Snowy.
Oh,
which isn't that creative.
Hey, it's bigger and better than ours on the weather deck, I have to tell you. I love it.
I wanted to go higher with it, but you know, no one else did. Ben was like, "You like it?
Snowy.
Snowy?
Yeah. I like
All right,
snowy.
It's good.
Yeah, this is the one.
Packed down snow.
In the fort. Yeah, we're getting crazy around here.
All right, guys. I can't wait to sit on my couch all day and watch Fox Local. It's been like kind of a lot of fun seeing what everybody's been up to.
You could have a warm bath like Amelia did.
Yeah. If my tree snaps off, now I know why, Lisa. So.
You know, we're gonna head over to Carl's house.
Hey Ben, can you do me a
He has
favor?
a hot tub.
Ben, can you guys take a picture of the icing on the tree and send it to us, and we'll feature you guys
Yes, I
on
would like-
our Wisconsin
It's
weather
making it really
experts
pretty
tomorrow?
right now when the sun comes out, because
Yeah.
it's glistening, all the trees.
That's what we
But
need.
honestly, like I came out, I'm like, why is my tree touching the lawn this morning? Oh, that's not good.
The added ice.
I'm hoping it'll just bounce back up it when it all melts.
I'm
But
boomerang into our window.
Well,
it's all
Ben,
kind of
I got
falling
bad
out.
news for you, though. It's going to be even colder this upcoming week, so no guarantees on how quickly it's going to melt.
that's why it's like deal with your sidewalks and your driveway now. Otherwise,
Yeah.
you're just gonna have a giant block of ice,
And this
it's gonna stay there.
This is what I'm most worried about. Ben shoveled here, but it's all
It's going to freeze.
Oh,
tin.
it's like a pool.
Ooh. Yeah,
That's gonna turn into.
it's going to be a sheet of ice tomorrow morning.
Yeah, we're
Ben,
probably gonna be stuck here. So expect a sick call.
I love that you blamed you
Brett can come
blamed
save
Ben
us.
for that. You blamed Ben.
No, Ben shoveled, and then it melted here. It's downstream. We're like downstream, so like it's all coming from over here, and then
Oh,
it's
no.
That's
right
yeah,
here,
that's-
and then it heads down.
You're gonna have to get your skates on for that.
Yeah. You may be skating to work tomorrow, as Brett just said.
What was it, Ashley? What was the drive like home?
I have
What was the drive like home last night? Because you kind of were in the middle of it.
Yeah, and I stuck around here for the most part. Like I
Yeah.
stuck around Whitefish Bay, but we drove from like Cahill Park. I was with Johnny, the photographer.
Mhm.
Cahill Park to back in this area, not too far, and it was pretty bad at some points. Like we couldn't get up a tiny hill, and the news vehicles are SUVs, right?
Yeah.
So Johnny kept going in reverse, in reverse, in reverse, in reverse, and we were like, we're lucky enough that we're like close to the road and no one's on it, that it was safe. The main roads were better, but not great. But What was it like for you getting in this morning?
Well, Lisa and I were in a hotel last night, not together, separate rooms. Separate rooms, just spell that
Thanks
myth.
for clarifying,
Just
Brad.
want to clarify.
I heard that there was a pool there. Did you guys hit up the pool?
I did not. Lisa,
No.
did you go to the pool?
No, but I saw the pool. The lights were off, so I didn't want to be a rule breaker.
Ben was trying to convince me to, although I was reporting from here, go to the hotel so then Amelia could swim in the pool.
Aw.
He did all this research on the pool.
That's very sneaky, Ben. That's very sneaky.
I'd rather sleep in my own bed than swim in the Holiday Inn Express pool.
It was a joke.
Yeah.
We didn't do it.
No.
The hotel's
no.
there for safety, not for pool parties.
Could you imagine the Fox 6 pool party at the Holiday Inn? That would be epic.
I mean, I think that's where a Christmas party should be this year. So.
Yes, absolutely. Well, we'll get our swim trunks ready. Ashley, Ben, Amelia, thank you so much for zooming in. A pleasure. You always bring a smile to our face whenever we see all three of you, so thank you.
Brett knows this well.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I'd love to keep chatting about nothing, but I'll leave you to do that with someone else now.
we've got a half hour left, and then we're done. We're wrapping up at 1, so this was perfect. You brought us to the last half hour, and it's going to be hard to top.
All right, Brett. Thanks for talking to us.
All
Bye,
right.
Brett. Bye, Lisa.
Thank you.
Bye, Lisa.
Oh my gosh, Lisa!
That was great.
What a joy whenever we see all of them together. You hit the nail on the head. They always bring a smile, and yeah, Ashley. Poor thing. I mean, she's always in these really serious stories.
Yes.
So it's so nice to see her happy and laughing.
What's really cool though is if you ever watch some of her like investigative stories, she has all these cool toys and things, and she incorporates them in her stories, but they're actually her daughter's toys. So Ben told me this one day when they're at the desk, and I said, "How innovative!
Yeah.
You can use just common things. Well, for them, it's toys
Sure.
Around their house and bring it into your stories." But it really was fun to see her out in the field having such a good time, because she normally does do a lot of our serious stuff. And Ben's always goofy, so.
Oh, yes. yeah. And Amelia is a joy,
She's
too.
having
She plays with my son sometimes, and they get
Aw.
along, and they're just a really, really good clan.
Do you ever miss playing in the snow?
No.
You don't?
I don't. I can't find anything substantive about doing it now. I mean, I love watching my son play in the snow.
Yeah.
And I will play with him in the snow, but I would never go near it.
What about sledding? Will you go sledding with him?
Oh, yeah. Well, let me tell you, Lowell Park in Waukesha,
Yeah.
the best place to go sledding, in my opinion.
Add it to my list.
Yeah, it is such a steep hill. They used to have a toboggan run there, and they took it away maybe 2 or 3 years ago. But it's great, a perfect hill. And I took him last year to go down that hill, and he loved it. And it was just, a thrill ride. He was talking about it actually on Thanksgiving, saying, "Remember when we went down the hill and there was all the snow was blowing back up into my face?" Because you shoot right down.
Has he been yet with the snow we've had?
Not sledding, no.
Okay.
But he's been out playing. I think the last update that I got was about an hour ago. He was outside playing, and shoveling. Because again,
There we go.
We put him to work.
The hardest thing, though, I think about being an adult is you realize how cold the snow is. So when you're young, nothing phases you. You
Right.
could be in the cold snow, a wet hat, wet gloves, and you're still playing.
Yeah.
But the older you get, the more you realize how your body feels.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, I want to stay inside.
You recognize your limits.
Yes, very much so. Well, hopefully a lot of people are noticing their limits too when driving today. Of course, our roads have really improved, but we are still going to have a lot of wet pavement. And the next concern heading forward into tonight is going to be the refreezing of that pavement, which will again be slushy, frozen ice, or black ice. I'm going to step out of the way so you can see some of these towns. Again, there is a plethora of reports coming in for snowfall totals. We have had a wide range as forecasted, anywhere from 7 to 12 inches plus of snow. And as Ben just showed you, he was closer to the lakefront where there was some of that mixing. That lowered totals because it also compressed some of the snow down. So we did have reports of 5 to 6 inches near the lake for some spots, but also other areas near the lake had close to 11 inches as well. So it really just depended on where you were, but this was a big snowfall event, and typically we don't see this kind of snow until we head into our January, February timeframe. Here's the update. The entire state of Wisconsin no longer has winter weather headlines. That is going to be the continuation story for portions of Michigan and Indiana. And the reason why they're dealing with some of that lake effect snow on the backside wrapping around this system, and we are not going to have to deal with that. We're just dealing with some of the thicker clouds in our side of the state right now, maybe a few flurries, and yes, with our wind continuing to gust 20, almost 30 miles an hour, that can blow some of the snow around. Now, we've been talking about the snow itself. A lot of areas have seen that heavy snow, so that's what we had last night, and that's not going to blow anywhere. It doesn't matter, again, how strong the winds are today. It was the added layer on top of that couple inch layer that was lighter, and that's what's been blowing around. So we have dropped the advisories. Blowing snow will be more isolated, not widespread. Again, not much happening here locally, but the big story is snow's continuing to pull off and now causing a headache to areas on the East Coast. What we have following behind this is some colder temperatures, which we'll talk to, but we also have to talk about more snow in the forecast, because as we continue through today, we will see some peaks of sunshine. Our blustery winds will eventually die down. We will see clouds for a short duration move out tonight. That will allow our temperatures to plummet, and we could see some fog tomorrow morning. But with our cold temperatures in the single digits, we could be having wind chills tomorrow morning, potentially near or below zero. Now, the snow is not looking to move in tomorrow morning or early afternoon. It's going to be more so the mid to late afternoon hours. We'll be on the north fringe of the system, where we could be seeing a brief round of snow moving through again Monday late into the start of Tuesday. In terms of amounts, this is not going to be a major snowstorm. We could see a half an inch further north, maybe to an inch and a half or 2 inches max near the Wisconsin-Illinois border. This also will be in consistency a very light snow, so a lot easier to shovel than what's out there now. You want to shovel what's out there now, though, today, because as our temperatures are dropping, that's going to then harden and make it even harder to get rid of that snow in the upcoming days. The reason why we will get colder is we have this high pressure that's been diving in from Canada, and what's coming with it is a surge of cold temperatures, single digits and teens off to our west. That's going to continue our direction as we are moving through the upcoming days. We are not there yet, again, which is why it'll be a little easier and more comfortable, if we can call it that, to shovel the snow today. Upper 20s to low 30s right now, with wind chills in the teens and 20s, and we'll hang on to wind chills in the teens and 20s all day long, but wind chills could get even worse through the upcoming days. Single-digit wind chills, potentially having near or below zero wind chills early next week, and potential double-digit sub-zero wind chills by Thursday and Friday morning. So it is going to be cold as we're stepping through the upcoming days. Needless to say, the high temperature is not that warm either. Most of the days we could be in the 20s, even having 12 degrees for a high on Thursday. One thing we're watching is potentially next weekend we could have another system that could have some rain and snow as well. So Brett, feels like winter's here. Unfortunately, we're going to have to deal with it. We are going to have a lot more coming up in our coverage, though, after the break, so stay tuned.
with stories that matter to you. This is Fox 6 News.
So we've been talking this hour about the impact the storm has had on Small Business Saturday, and we want to take you now to Shane McAdams at the St. Kate Hotel in downtown Milwaukee. Shane, you guys were impacted as well because you have a holiday market that's been going on this weekend. Tell me, first of all, what was it like yesterday?
Indeed, we did. It was, we had a lot of people here, but we have the Rep and we have a lot of the theater shows going on. So I think people were here moving around. It was bustling. And everyone that didn't come yesterday, I think, came today because it's crazy today.
Well, yeah,
so
it looks packed. Explain to our audience who may not be familiar, what is the holiday market? What types of things do you have?
Oh, we have everything. We have handmade cards, we have handmade scarves, we have honey, chocolate. Gosh, we have 90 booths or tables here, vendors, and I think it runs the gamut. I keep saying that I can't afford to work anymore because I think I'm spending at a clip far beyond my rate of pay at this point. But yeah, great vendors, well curated, good variety. So yeah, it's a great place to shop for Christmas.
Yeah, and the St. Kate, you're really ingrained in Milwaukee. You're in downtown, right in the heart of downtown Milwaukee. What does Small Business Saturday mean to these vendors that are out there?
Well, this is their bread and butter. I mean, these are all small business, for the most part, handmade products. So this is like, I was just talking to a toffee maker, and he said he's basically working for 10 months out of the year for this like 3-week period. So, and within that 3 weeks, this is the day. This is Small Business Saturday, or Small Business Weekend. So yeah, this is it.
Yeah, we like to think Small Business Saturday is really every Saturday and every day throughout the year to help and support these small businesses. But you've got so many unique things that really you can't find anywhere else. And in a lot of ways, that is kind of the heart of Small Business Saturday, or small businesses in general, right? It's stuff that you can't get from the big box stores or online.
Indeed. I like my big box stores like everyone does because it gets me peanut butter and big vats of yogurt for my children. But when you need something individualized, particular, unique for a unique person, this is where you come. I do it. And, my family comes here to shop because we value this kind of thing. So I think it's important, and I think it's fun. And I think when you're giving gifts, that's the time of the year where you look for something totally, individualized and unique to a single person, right?
And what are the hours of the market today?
We're open till 4 today, and so what is it, about 2? So we got 2 hours to get down here, and it's bustling now. So people are in the middle of it.
I imagine you're kind of a specialty hotel, right? But I imagine that when the weather takes a turn, there's maybe people that are forced to stay in Milwaukee or stay a little bit longer. I mean, did you have a lot of bookings for last night and over the holiday weekend too?
We did. I think what happened was, there's a little doomsday kind of feeling in the morning because, when the snow comes, especially the first one of the year, we like that narrative, like, oh, here it comes, snowpocalypse. But then what happened is people came here and then they kind of posted up. So there's a nice little kind of warm cabin fever feeling here last night. Like people stayed. A lot of our vendors, we gave them blocks of rooms to stay, and they chose to do that. And I had one vendor tell me they just they hit for the cycle and did all 4 restaurants last night. So,
oh, nice.
So it's, it really was, I started the day because I got here at like 5 and I was like, I saw the snow start and I thought, oh no, here we go. And then the longer it went, the more kind of like a Courier and Ives print it was. It was like warm and cozy, and it felt like, like we're in Wisconsin. Let's do this like log cabin style.
Well, and the atmosphere at the St. Kate, it just lends itself to that, right? Because you're an arts hotel. You're responsible for curating a lot of the pieces that are there. Just real quick to wrap things up, if people watching this have not been to St. Kate and they don't know what that experience is like, just kind of give our audience a perspective.
Well, obviously, it's an arts hotel. It's a great place to come and listen to live music and drink as well and do the whole thing as one package. I'm the curator. I kind of program the shows that are here, manage the collection. I'm kind of the ambassador for for all the art here, and I give tours, and I love to do it, and I feel like I bring some energy and excitement to it, and I encourage anyone that's looking for a unique night out on the town to come grab a drink, take a tour, and maybe grab a bite from our restaurant. It's a full kind of like complete package with a little like accent of high culture involved.
Yeah, and I love the bar. Yes, and you, of course.
I'll make a joke.
The bar is so cool. It's such a unique atmosphere. So we appreciate it. Shane, thank you so much. There's still a few more hours left that people can go out to the holiday market that you have going on at St. Kate. And we wish you all the success here as we wrap things up.
Come see us.
Yes, as we wrap things up for Small Business Saturday. Thank you, Shane, for taking the time.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. Have a good day.
Okay, you too. You too. All right. Traffic tracker now, 1246. And you can see things are moving along pretty quickly. There's not really any delays that I see on the map at all. I think this is the first time, Lisa, that we've looked at the traffic tracker map and not seen really any delays. So I think that's a good sign.
Really is a good sign, but I guarantee you that green, it's not going to stay there for long. The real concern, Brett, that we're tracking heading into tonight is the freezing temperatures coming back into play, and anything that's liquid, which we've been noticing on the roadways and stuff, if it's not treated again, that is going to refreeze. And that's going to lead to an icy start heading into tomorrow morning. Of course, we always talk about that bridges, overpasses, they freeze first because we have that shot of cooler air going underneath them, which therefore cools the surface a little bit quicker than a normal road would. But it's going to be a problem for the Monday morning commute because some of this may look like black ice. So it could be looking clear, but it'll have that sheen on it, making you think it's just wet when in fact it could be ice. So we're going to need some extra time for tomorrow morning's commute, I think, for sure. I will be in for Wake Up tomorrow, giving you some of the information on the road conditions, but it's going to be a chilly morning. Let's talk more about what's happening right now. Again, we are still dealing with the winds blowing the cameras around. Of course, we have some slushy snow on roadways, which can still make it slick. But thankfully, with the amount of sun we've had, even still enough of that warmth coming through the clouds, it's heating up surfaces to help melt some of that snow. We are still dealing with some thicker clouds, but if we were further west, we'd be seeing a lot more sunshine, like areas near Madison and the Dells are. In terms of snowfall, we shouldn't have to worry about any additional snowfall with this system. That's causing more of an impact off of the lake in Michigan. While we could have a few flurries or some blowing snow, but it really is just going to be the cleanup from all the snow that we've had over the past 24 hours. Low 30s, upper 20s, that's pretty much what we're going to see for our highs today. Again, we'll still get a degree or two warmer across some areas, but it certainly isn't going to feel that way. We still have strong northwesterly winds putting wind chills in the teens and 20s and will remain feeling like that throughout the day today. Take a look at our temperatures for highs as we head through the week. We're going to be well below average by about 15 to almost 30 degrees below that. By Thursday, we're going to have temperatures, again, even colder next week in the 20s and even the teens. So that's why we are advising people to get out when it's warmer today to clear some of that snow out, because we have more snow on the way Monday night into Tuesday. Again, could be half an inch, maybe to 2 inches near the border at max, but it's going to be a lot lighter and easier to clear. We just want to make sure you get the heavy stuff out of the way now. Wind gusts still being reported in the 20 to almost 30 mile per hour range. So again, blustery conditions today. We will clear out the skies tonight, which will help our temperatures drop quite rapidly. In fact, by tomorrow morning, we could be seeing low temperatures in the single digits. Wind chills could be anywhere from 2 degrees above zero to 5 degrees below zero. So we are going to bring back some very chilly feeling conditions heading into tomorrow, and it's going to be the first week of December next week. So we're not officially in winter until later on in the month, but it's meteorological winter when December starts. And we're certainly feeling more like winter's been here, hitting us a little earlier with the snow as well as the cold temperatures.
Well, I can't believe, like you said, tomorrow's December already, which just, I mean, the whole year has flown by. I can't believe it.
I know. And you know what's great, though? Tomorrow's also Cyber Monday. So for those who maybe want to take an extra day off, you can do some of that holiday shopping online. And, Brett, I don't know if you do this tradition, but the Advent calendars that have the little squares of chocolate, That's what I get to open up tomorrow.
Ooh.
So we've been doing it since I was a little kid.
Oh,
but
that's
it's
fun. That's a fun tradition to have. Well, Lisa, first and foremost, thank you so much because you've been doing the lion's share of all the work this morning. And
thank you for joining me.
Oh, well, it's always a pleasure. Whenever they say you're with Lisa Michaels, I just get
It's fun.
a tickle. It's just such a lovely, lovely time.
I wish I could be with you in the studio, but you know, we got a lot going on back here in the weather office. It's easier for me to maintain things and hold down the fort back here in the different side of the building.
Yes.
But it's been great to hear your voice and see you all morning. And again,
Oh.
we've had great interviews. Our crews have been working tirelessly getting
yes.
out there and showing us that the roads at least are improving. So if people are going to be driving, right now it's going to be the best time because the further we head into tonight, that's when the refreezing is going to start.
Yeah, and well, we have a little surprise. We're going to bring up now a Zoom mosaic of all of the Fox Sixers who have been out and about and giving us such wonderful, wonderful coverage. Look at that. They're dancing.
Look at that.
Nicola's doing a little dance there, too. We got Ted Perry in there, I think. And, oh, look at Mary.
Oh, we got Donovan,
Hello. Oh,
Mary.
blowing kisses. They're all just doing such a wonderful, wonderful job for us, and we appreciate it, especially when you think, you know, this is a holiday weekend, not only for you at home, but for us here working, too. And a lot of the people came out and gave their all, gave their 100% this whole weekend. So we thank them so much for that. Always a pleasure to spend time with all of my colleagues and just in awe of the work that they did this morning. It was just absolutely, absolutely tremendous. Okay, we're going to go back now. Mary Stoker-Smith, I understand, has a special message. Mary?
I have a special message from La Crosse for you. I want you to say hi to your biggest fan in the whole wide world, my mom.
Oh,
say hi to Brett
Oh.
Hello.
Brett.
I love
Nice to
your
see
mom.
you.
It's so nice to see you, too.
Thank you. I love you.
Oh, stop. Well, you have a lovely daughter, and I'm sure you're very proud of her every day, but we adore Mary.
Thank you. Very kind.
Yeah.
Very lovely.
We're happy because Eric is driving. Say hi, Eric.
Hey, Brett.
Hi, Eric.
Many
Oh, my
people
God.
ask me, your mom's 92. Everybody knows that. Does she still drive? And I say, does she? Get out of her way every day.
Yes. Yes. What's it like? I want to ask Mom and Eric, what's it like having Mary Stoker-Smith at the Thanksgiving dinner table? Does she toss to pie? I mean, how does that work exactly?
She leads the prayer at the beginning. We all
Oh.
must pay attention, indeed.
Yes.
And then we all have a good time enjoying conversation and food. It's always lovely. Thank you for asking.
Yes. Well, that's great. I picture Mary at the desk saying, "Okay, we just wrapped up with turkey, and now it's time for pie."
And I'm sure she has to think about that.
Yeah, and of course, I want everybody to be color coordinated. We do fashion, like we can do a buffalo plaid print, or
of
it was
course.
supposed to be metallic this year, but nobody got the message.
I would expect nothing less. And another guest here, Donovan Long. You really you had the moment, I think, this whole weekend when you were going sledding. Have you recovered?
Dude, okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm in my car. Brother, I have recovered. In fact, I'm heading to the gym now, and I'm trying to stay in shape so I can sled again in the coming days, which I'm sure is expected at some point.
Well, I hope you stretched beforehand and you got all limbered up here before
And we're
you went
glad
down.
you didn't fall in the lake, Donovan. It was a close call.
It was a close one. The young girl whose sled I borrowed, she's like, it goes fast. I'm thinking she's like 6. She thinks everything goes fast. She was not messing around. That sled was lightning going down that hill.
One other person that I see, we see their
Donovan,
face.
as long as you didn't mess with the Donovan, as long as you didn't mess with the moneymaker, you look great.
I appreciate that. I think I came out all right.
By all means.
One other person
I appreciate
we get to see their face. I think Jake Salzbrun. Can we take him up because we've been hearing him all weekend long, and now we get to see him. Thank you, Jake, for all that you did this weekend.
Oh, thank you guys. No problem.
What was it like? Because you've never done that before, and all of a sudden we were like, oh, surprise, Jake, you're going to be narrating as you drive along for hours on end. What was that like?
really wasn't on camera. And so I'm so used to being in radio of just having
Nicola
like something
looking
else
so
be
beautiful
there.
in
So.
Yes, we got some crosstalk there. Because everyone wants to say hello to everyone, which is lovely. But Jake, thank you. Andrew Amuzu, you have a guest here that we didn't get to see either, and that's Gabby, our photographer who was joining you. Can we bring up Andrew and Gabby?
Easy, but also really fun. So yeah, everybody, thank you for your contributions.
Oh, Andrew and Gabby, where are they? Can you unmute so that we can hear from Gabby? We'd like to say hello to Gabby and thank her for all the work she did too. No, they can't hear. Okay, that's all right. I know we can hear Nicola, and we were just talking about various winter fashions.
The Handelman snow fort gets a 10 out of 10.
Oh, I don't. Should we? It's not that cool. It could be cooler.
Let's see it. Let's see it, Ash. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's just.
We need some sticks for flags.
You know what, Brett? I don't think they can hear any of us, but they're having a ball, just catching up with each other.
We'll let them do their thing.
Right.
And we've got the last minute here. And of course, we will give it to you, Lisa, because you've been such a wonderful guide through our weather journey this morning.
You.
But, you know, there's a lot to look ahead at, right?
Yeah.
It's the temperatures and the blowing snow.
Yeah. So we're watching for some of the blowing snow, but the big thing is the freeze tonight. Any wet surfaces are likely going to refreeze and turn into ice tomorrow. So again, salt those surfaces, put brine on if that's something you do. Otherwise, have fun, but be safe and bundle up. We have more snow and cold on the way this week.
Okay, well, I hope you get some rest, Lisa. I'm going to my couch, but thank you so much for joining us here on Fox Local.